Going live, going live, going live. All right, and we're back, folks. Got the broadcast tools all hooked back up and working correctly, as I believe I'm seeing the adjustments here. So hopefully we're loud and clear to all of our great fans. They're live on YouTube.com.
As we have umpires.
The umpires are here, and there's the rounding the loud ovation as the umpires make their way to home plate. And George, I think we're finally going to get underway.
I hope so.
So, loud ovation from the crowd as the umpires make their way out. Here comes head coach to meet with the umpires. As we said, you all got the chance to hear Matt Birch before the game, as now there appears to be some conversation before we even get going here. And there's the loud ovation yet again, fans, as now the Pioneers getting set to get things started. George, I guess we'll wrap up the Miller's Mowing pregame show. Version. Definitely the extended version. We'll remind everybody one more time, if your field isn't game day ready, call Miller's Mowing 607-302-8226. So, one last time, the Pioneers will get going here with the team from Newark. The lineup for Newark looking fairly the same. We've seen it quite a bit. David Bermudez to lead things off. Alan Murphy, second. Over Torres, third. Logan Sturr, fourth. Fifth. Sean Hillis, sixth. Bailey Jimenez, seventh. Jordan Fedor batting eighth. And Michael Gorman batting ninth. So, it's going to be a handful for the Pioneers as they get started just a little bit late, but they appear set and ready to go.
Our 15-minute umpire delay
with the catch, as you have to imagine the Pioneers are pretty stretched out at this point.
You would hope so.
As now, hopefully, they'll be able to turn that into some quick play here, George. Would love to see things get going and really take off very quickly, get through the first inning as quickly as possible. Terwilliger certainly has the stuff to do that.
He absolutely does. And again, we talked about the ERA being below 1. Was it 0.56 or something absolutely ridiculous like that? So Terwilliger, again, should be stretched out. One of the better pitchers, not just starting pitchers, overall pitchers for the Pioneers. So again, hopefully, again, a little bit of a delay doesn't throw him off too much.
I hate to be that guy, but I'm going to 0.53 as a matter of fact. That is beyond rare as far as an ERA. You don't see that too very often. As we wait for the Pioneers to get through, we're going to skip ahead to one of my favorite parts of the show. Big thank you to the 2019 sponsors who have helped us out getting ready for the season. As the Pioneers getting ready to throw down, we're going to get A through C real quick. AIM Independent Living, Arc of Chemung, Arnett Health, Arnett Mall, AT&T, Banfield Baker, Bill's Bullpen, Blaze Brockway Contracting, Bobby Rodriguez, Howard Hanna, Buckley's Automotive, Bully Hill Vineyards, Karuba Collision, Castle Gritch, Chad R. Hammond, Chemung Canal, Chemung County, Chris Denton, Corning Gaffer District, and CSCA. Thank you so much for helping us to get ready here for the 2019 Pioneers season. And yes, I know you're going to correct me, Gerber Collision and Auto Glass.
We didn't have too many of those on Wednesday night, although one ball did go out, and then it sounded like a car alarm started going off after that ball went out, so they may have needed Gerber Collision and Auto Glass. I did not, thankfully. But if I did, I know where to go.
Exactly, and you make me nervous with as close as you park.
I parked a little bit further away today.
Smart.
So hopefully that doesn't put me in my range today. I've been playing pretty safe, parking close to the in that first row.
As now David Bermudez stepping up. Bermudez, as a leadoff hitter, 19 at-bats, batting .368. The wind and pitch from Terwilliger in there for ball number 1.
He had 2 stolen bases on Wednesday night, scored twice.
Bermudez, no one will doubt his speed. That's for sure. The pitch, cut on, hit out there towards right center, and a can of corn for the right fielder. Easy play for the Pioneers as they get started with a quick out number 1. That'll bring up Alan Murphy. Murphy, we talked about it all pregame, George. 15 hits, 37 at-bats, .405 average, 3 doubles, and a home run to his credit already on the season.
And again, he had a lot of success his last time here against the Pioneers. Terwilliger gets ready.
The delivery is high and outside, 1-0.
Again, Murphy had a walk, came around to score in the third, had a 2-run single in the first, had a stolen base after that, and then had a base that came around to score in the eighth for Newark.
The wind and the pitch. Cut on and fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Hey, George, it's our first Tioga Downs Showdown,
where you can be an all-star.
And check out Smash Mouth this summer in the Summer Concert Series just down State Route 7, Interstate 86.
Get ready, go play.
There you go. The pitch swung on and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes as Terwilliger is dealing here early. So again, stepping back in is Murphy. Murphy, a dual threat, both with the bat and the arm. He's a pitcher by trade as well.
A very tall hitter there.
The pitch outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Certainly excited to get things going yet again here at historic Dunn Field. And, George, it's always nice to come back to the home confines.
It is. And, again, we talked about that long road trip is coming up. So let's get some more home games in.
The pitch, little high, according to the umpire. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Count goes full, 3-2-1. As, again, Terwilliger looks in, comes back set, winds, and delivers. In there for ball 4. Murphy takes a walk. So clearly not the way Terwilliger would have liked to finish that at bat after getting up 1-2 to Murphy. Over Torres heads to the plate, and I'll tell you what, this is one that you have got to watch out for. 15 hits and 32 at doubles, 14 RBIs, 6 bases on balls. Torres has an eye at the plate, to say the least. The windup and pitch from Terwilliger. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. So Terwilliger getting squeezed a little bit here, George.
Yeah, just a little bit. Umpire's still trying to find his zone after kind of getting a little bit of a rush start for him.
As that one is high. 2 balls, no strikes. So Terwilliger going to shake off that feeling of really having sat for an hour. I mean, occasionally you'll see a half inning take quite a bit of time, but for a pitcher, almost an hour and a half, that's a long time to sit around. And that's in there for a strike, paint in the corner. 2 balls, 1 strike. Can't give too much good to Torres. He doesn't really sit back too much. As now, Terwilliger comes set. Check the runner at first. In there for strike number 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Worked his way back.
Yeah, knocking off a rust, starting to find the strike zone.
As again, Terwilliger looking in. 2 ball, 2 strike count. He comes back set. Checks the runner. Checks again. The wind and the pitch. Cut on and fouled back towards the netting, where just a shade earlier, a pet squirrel was sitting.
Yeah. I don't know if they recovered that squirrel or not.
Not sure.
I did not see.
Running up the net. As again, 2 ball, 2 strike count. Over Torres, coming back set. He tosses over to first with check, and not in time.
There were a couple caught stealings last Wednesday, last time Newark was here.
So we'll have to see if the Pioneers pitching staff can turn that in again. That one inside, and Torres had to duck out of the way. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Terwilliger certainly not afraid. He's got control, and you can't doubt that. Anytime he goes to throw, he is knowing where he's going to throw that pitch. And unfortunately, early on, it's finding the zone and trying to figure out what the umpire is calling a strike. That one's high and inside again. That'll be ball 4, and that'll move the base runner to second. And back-to-back walks will bring up Logan Sturr. Sturr, the fourth best batter in the lineup. 8 hits, 25 at-bats, 320. As he's got 6 RBIs, he'll be looking to add one here. When he's got a runner in scoring position, Sturr is batting .417, hitting 5 out of 12, and driving in 6 RBIs. He steps back in from the right-hand side of the plate. Pioneers would love to get a ground ball here. The wind, the pitch. Big swing there from Sturr. Strike number 1, 0-1 the count.
He was 1 for 3 on Wednesday night. Also got on by a hit by pitch.
as you've seen quite a lot of that early on this year, George.
Yeah.
Terwilliger gets set on the mound, checks the runner at second. The pitch. Low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, another. Tioga down.
I saw the team went out to that crab buffet.
They
a
certainly
couple of them did.
Few did. Over there at the Tioga Downs, the seafood buffet every Thursday night. Quite a spot as the pitch is off, popped up and back over the fence. And we remind you again to make the right decision.
Insist on Gerber collision.
And auto glass.
Yeah.
As Terwilliger now with a 1 ball, 2 strike count will be looking to power his way through. Terwilliger washing his brow now. Certainly a hot day out here, George. Feels like the first day of summer.
Pretty close to it.
Well, true enough. Terwilliger checks the runner. The line, the pitch, outside, and again, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I think coming in today, the car said 81, but it's not too many clouds out there to cool it off.
No, certainly not.
82 on the weather app.
As Terwilliger coming back set. He winds and delivers. High, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the batter has brought it all the way back. Terwilliger facing his opposite number, 18 against 18 here.
Would his opposite number be 81, though?
Sure, why
Yeah.
not?
You don't see too many 81s on the baseball field. Maybe in hockey, but not too many on the baseball field.
Yeah, I'm sure if Sean Reynolds came out, he would be wearing 81. That's a swing and a miss as Newark makes their second out. And Logan Sturr goes down for the first strikeout of the night for Ben Terwilliger. That'll bring up Dylan Dupelshane. Dupelshane, 8 for 26, batting .308. But now with men in scoring position and 2 men out, he's 1 for 4, batting .250. Does have 2 RBIs on that one, though. Fairly impressive. As Dupelshane steps in. He comes set in the box. As Terwilliger checks the runner at second. He winds and delivers. High for a ball, way high. Literally jumping high as the catcher had to not only get up out of his crouch, but jump up. As head coach Matt Birch doesn't want to see the ball go to the backstop here. He's going to go and counsel his pitcher here early. Nobody out there in the bullpen, as you wouldn't expect to see a change made here in the first inning.
No, and again, it's tough. We talk about sitting for about an hour and a half. You got to find that location, make sure you're stretched out enough.
As Matt Birch will now head back to the dugout.
Make the umpire walk all the way out there for his trouble.
Well, you get here late, you're going to walk a little bit. As once again, 1 ball, no strike count. Pioneers have yet to hit the plate yet. We're still in a 0-0 game. 2 runners on, but not a hit on the board. So thus far, when he's found the strike zone, Terwilliger's been effective, George. Terwilliger checks the runner at second. He winds and deals. Throw down here to second base over the head of the second baseman who lands on top of the runner, as that was a tough grab.
It was, but Murphy was playing way off. He's almost a third of the way down the line between second and third. It was a good opportunity. If the throw was online, it would have been a perfect called stealing.
Unfortunately, just unable to hit the man on second. We've got a new player today playing second base, so we'll be talking about that when Zach Turner comes up. But certainly not very tall there at second base. That one outside, 3 balls, no strikes. So 3 consecutive balls, and you certainly don't want to walk the bases loaded here.
You absolutely do not.
As Dupelshane, the 5th hitter in the order, Sean Hill is standing on deck. Have to imagine he's got his catcher pad still on down there.
He does.
The line, the pitch, in there for a strike. As Dupelshane trying to keep things going. Newark Pilots have a runner in scoring position, but has not brought them any luck thus far. Terwilliger trying to make sure that nothing comes across the plate here in the first inning. The line, the pitch is in there for strike 2. Just catches the inside corner. 3 balls, 2 strikes. All the way back comes Terwilliger.
And Moskowitz, we talked about the The pitch framing, again, doing a nice job there. It was a little bit inside, but he brought it in just enough.
As again, we talked about it before, though, Newark's batters do not leave much of the batter's box. As here's the pitch. Cut and missed. As strike 3, Terwilliger strikes out 2 in the side. And that will send us to our first intermission as the score tied 0-0. Newark threatened, had runners on first and second, but Ben Terwilliger comes all the way back. And now the Pioneers will come up to bat. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball, YouTube.com. All right, and welcome back. Want to remind everybody, Marion Decker Insurance has been helping people in Elmira for over 34 years. Shouldn't you have an ace in the bullpen? Call 607-734-1100 and protect yourself today. Final warm-up pitch here from Levere. Levere, we talked about briefly back in the pregame show. A 6.0 ERA. Has only pitched 3 innings. So certainly have to see what he can do here. The Pioneers will be looking to jump on him early. As Jeff Mejia heads up to the plate. Mejia, as a leadoff batter, 1 for 5, 200, and has walked twice as well.
Man, 1 for 5 was mostly last week against these Pilots. He struck out his first time facing them.
That one hit right back up the middle. Played there by the second baseman. Mejia trying to get there, and the ball skips, and he's tripped up there. Safe is the call by the umpire. Mejia hopping back up to his knees. He is not happy about the getting tripped up at first base, but he's safe. 1 for 1.
I thought I wrote in pen that he was out, but okay.
So, well, the umpire labeled him safe. Not sure what the indication was for, but Mejia on base.
Okay.
Andrew Sexton coming up.
It was a good play over at second, though. Very nice range to at least make it a close play by Gorman.
For sure. Sexton takes ball 1 as he is 4 for 23, batting $174. Of course, really had some good at-bats in Watertown. The pitch is connected on there by Sexton, driven back behind the shortstop, and he will back up and make the catch as Mejia turns and retreats back to first. So Sexton saw 1 pitch and, 2 pitches, and couldn't do anything with that one. So that'll bring up Garrett Schultz. Schultz, a 6'0", 170-pound freshman to be at Xavier. So fresh out of high school. We talked about young. These Pioneers are certainly young. Batting $194, 7 for 36.
We haven't seen too much of him at home. He walked twice in that last Stallions game, but other than that, not too much.
Pitch there outside, 1-0. As Levere trying to calm things down after giving up that leadoff single for the Elmira Pioneers. So Levere coming back set. He winds and delivers. And fake steal attempt. 2 balls, no strikes. Up on the board.
You think Levere had to sit even longer than Terwilliger now?
True.
I mean, already the hour and a half was long enough, but to sit almost 2 hours without some game action, it's got to be rough.
As now the throw over on Mejia. Mejia back safely. As a little bit rough throw over to first.
You throw it to the wrong side.
So, interesting though, notably, it seems the later on we've gotten, the pitchers keep getting larger and larger. You see Lavere out there, very short on the mound. Swung on and missed, 2 balls, 1 strike. As the swinging attempt from Garrett Schultz as he's trying to put something in play. 2-1 count. 1 out so far in the bottom of the first. Pioneers do have the first hit of the game. It's still standing on first as Mejia maybe considering a steal attempt here. That one outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Mejia sure likes to dirty up that white uniform.
Yep.
You'd never see him leave the field without quite a bit of dirt tucked up in there. The pitch. Cut on. Hit out there towards center and doesn't get down. And now possible attempt against Mejia. Mejia dives back and he is safe.
Oof.
So just lucky there for Mejia to scramble back to first base. He was almost down to second.
It was a tough one. I mean, he was a little bit too far down for my liking. It was a shallow fly ball out there to center where an excellent play to bring it in, and he was about a half step ahead of the first baseman. If that throw was online, he would have been a dead duck.
Well, Preston Moore comes up. Moore 14 for 50. Moore has certainly had a number of games played here. And we'll see what he can do with 2 outs. Moore going to be looking at the gap. That one's outside, 1-0.
0 for 3 with the walk in that last game against the Pilots. Last home game, I should say.
Lavere stepping back in. He comes set on the mound. The throw, cut on, hit out towards center again, and this one should... No, this is going to get high and over the head. Hits off the wall. Mejia's going to come around. He should score here as Mejia is off. And a stand-up double for Preston Moore as he gets the 2-bagger and an RBI. Not a bad way to start for Preston Moore.
No, again, we talked about he struggled in the last game against the Pilots here, but again, it was a ball that at first it looked like it was going to be an easy fly ball out there to center, but the wind kind of picked it up. A flag out there in center field is blowing straight out, and the wind just kind of carried it into the wall.
You watched the center fielder. He was positioning himself under it and then realized he was about 10 feet short. Started running. As Berg comes up, he takes a strike, 0-1. But again, as you said, George, it's a windy day, to say the least, and the ball is certainly going to carry a little bit. You see the outfielders playing very deep, as that one's in there for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, as the Pioneers have another runner in scoring position. Berg stands up there with runners in position, scoring position and 2 outs. He's had 4 at-bats. He's 1 for 4. 1 ball, 2 strike count now. As Berg waits. Lavere gets a sign. He comes back set. Winds and delivers. High for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And George, another Tioga Down showdown.
And Berg 1 for 4 in that last game against Newark.
Interesting to see the weak separation almost. As that one's in there for a ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Excuse me, not quite a week. It's been about 5 days.
Yep.
But still, 5 days later, same team right back here at historic Dunn Field.
He had a base hit in the 8th, but other than that, not too much.
Pitch cut on and streaks back behind. That one was fouled away. So 3 balls, 2 strikes.
He had the fly ball out to each outfield position. He also had a beautiful spinning play over at shortstop.
Berg very effective out there in the field. You got to give him that. As Lavere winds, deals, cut on and hit foul down the line.
It was a little pirouette throw. I think it was in the first or second inning, fairly early on in Wednesday's game, where he had a beautiful spinning throw to get me out.
So 1-0 lead for the Elmira Pioneers. Certainly exactly what you want to see here. Some first inning production. As the runner is off and going, cut on there by Berg. Rolled to the shortstop. He has trouble handling it. This is going to score a run. So I believe Berg is going to reach on an error here. But he's going to get credit for the ribby. We'll await the official score as Nathan Peng heads up for his first trip to the dish. As, again, I wait to see what the...
I would say that would be an E6.
I thought so. So we should see the reach on an error here, but there it is. Reached on an error. I was sure about it, but, you never know with the scores. So, Peng in there, waiting, takes the strike, as that must have just clipped the outside corner.
Peng is also a pitcher. He pitched for UC Davis.
Certainly did. A recent addition. We saw him in Watertown. The pitch in there for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Pioneers already leading 2-0, and this is the type of production the Pioneers need to continue to see.
And take advantage of those errors.
For sure. The pitch in there for another strike. Again, I'm fairly high up, but these pitches certainly looking to end up in the batter's box at the very least. As once again, Peng sits, he waits, the delivery, runner is going. That one fouled off there by Nathan Peng.
Peng, another one of those dual sport athletes. Coming out of Saratoga High School, he was Underclassman of the Year recipient in 2016.
Voted an MVP by his teammates in 2017. Pretty impressive.
A .524 hitter, so we talked about him being a pitcher for UC Davis. He can also hit, and 12 home runs.
12 home runs for a pitcher. That's impressive. The throw over and safe. Getting back is Nathan Berg. Berg 0 for 1 tonight, but did reach on the error.
A 2.79 ERA for UC Davis. Not too shabby.
I'll take that. As once again, Peng waits. The wind, the pitch, connected on, hit down into foul territory, and not quite to the parking lot. That'll stay in the ballpark. As once again, 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count. Pioneers on 2 hits have 2 runs. Peng comes set. LeVere trying to find his way out of this inning. The pitch gets away from the catcher, and off to second base is Nathan Berg. So he will reach on the pass ball. And now a runner in scoring position, 1 ball, 2 strikes. As the Pioneers look to take 2 out of 3 in the last couple days. They got the win at Watertown. They lost last night at Geneva.
It's always good to win against Watertown.
Always feels a little bit good. The wind, the pitch. In there for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Another Tioga Downs showdown. As LeVere looked to be looking for a strike there. He kind of tilted his head back when the umpire didn't give it to him. So we'll see the runner being held on there by the second baseman, opening up the huge gap. But this one is hit out towards center as the center fielder rushing in, and he's got that one. So Nathan Peng's first at bat as a Pioneer goes for naught, but Pioneers managed to put up 2 runs. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball here on YouTube.com, where the Pioneers lead 2-0, heading for the top of the second. All right, folks, and now as the Pioneers get set to throw down, Ben Terwilliger set to go back to work, and after a pretty decent top of the first, would love to see Top of the second go just a little smoother. Maybe no bases on balls this time, George.
Yeah, he had those 2 walks early to be between the 3 guys, but then had back-to-back strikeouts down the inning, so not too shabby.
No. Sean Hillis will lead it off. He's led off 4 times. In those 4 times, he's 2 for 4 with a home run and 2 bases on balls. Not a bad leadoff guy.
Nope.
Again, Newark's outfield wall substantially lower, not 20 feet in the air. So a little easier to hit the long ball. Something the Pioneers haven't done a whole heck of a lot this year.
Not too much success for Hills. His last time here was caught stealing and walked a couple times.
Takes ball 1, speaking of the walk. 1-0 the count, and as we said, certainly don't want to see too many walks from Ben Terwilliger. The pitch. Outside again, 2 balls, no strikes. 2-0 the count. Pioneers maintain a 2-0 lead. The windup from Terwilliger and the pitch. Cut on for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. As the board does not reflect much yet here. Now it says 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 balls, 2 balls, 1 strike. As Terwilliger gets a foul off here, going down the line and into the bullpen area. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. As once again, Ben Terwilliger going back to work, hoping to find a way quickly through the bottom part of this order. 6, 7, 8 due up here in the top of the second. The wind, the pitch, cut on, hit over towards left field. Everybody trying to chase it down, and the left fielder gets there in time. So 0 for 1 goes Sean Hillis, and a fly ball out there. It wouldn't be a Pioneers game if I didn't drop my pen, George.
Nope. Now, Germanis had a base hit last time here. Walked and advanced second on a wild pitch as well.
Germanis in the bottom 6 of the Pilots batters, batting .211. He's hitting 4 for 19, and in those 4, he's got a double. Certainly have seen the speed out of Germanis. Designated hitting tonight, so strictly focusing on the at-bats. Fouled back up and over. So once again, we remind you, make the right decision.
Insist on Gerber collision.
And auto glass as Ben Terwilliger goes back to work. 0-1 count. He's got 1 out already. The windup and the pitch. Cut on and fouled away again. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Pioneers 2-0 lead here in the top of the second. Newark will be trying to claw their way back into this one. Germanis set. The pitch from Terwilliger. Cut on, hit out towards second base. Played down there by Tucker. Jumps up, throws over to first, and is hit there as the first baseman as that ball rolls aside. Picked up by the catcher as it didn't roll into the dugout, luckily. Getting hit at first base was Trevor Henneman.
Couple early collisions over there at first base.
Not what you want to see. Henneman taking a couple of moments. He's trying to pull himself together here as he and the runner shake it off, if you will. I think Henneman got it right in the head as the runner came by. As now, once again, Terwilliger goes back to work out of the stretch. Cut on, hit towards the first base side, and drops right in front of Trevor Henneman.
They still haven't
Fixed the board.
scored. Well, they haven't scored that one yet, whether or not that's going to be a hit or an error.
That is also true. Waiting to see.
They give it an error.
They do. So reaching on the error was Bailey Germanis.
I would think that's an F4.
I would think so. As Jordan Fedor.
E4.
E4, yes. Excuse me.
Not
F.
F4.
I'm not sure what an F.
Oh, that would be a fly out.
out.
That would be
Yep.
a fly out to second base.
As once again, the check on the runner as we have an 0-1 count. Ben Terwilliger would love to have a ground ball hit to one of his corner infielders, make an easy play, and get out of this inning. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, another Tioga Down showdown. The windup and the pitch. High and too high. 2 balls, 1 strike. Terwilliger looking a tad bit uncomfortable out here today.
Again, he sat for an extra 90 minutes. It's a warm day out there, no shadows.
As again, Ben Terwilliger comes back set. Checks the runner. A third time now. Now he winds, delivers, and taken for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. The sitting definitely plays a part. Wow, easy for me to say.
Yep.
As the Pioneers' entire staff obviously was sitting, but that one in there for a strike. Do you think the pitchers are more impacted by that, George? I mean, we've seen even in the rain delays, that'll take a pitcher right out of a game, let alone getting started that late.
Wait for the pitcher.
Cut on, grounded towards the second baseman, thrown back over to second, gets the lead runner, but that's it. So, 0 for 1 on a fielder's choice goes Jordan Fedor.
You talk about the sitting a lot. I mean, he's the guy putting the most energy into this game, both physically and mentally, trying to decide what he's going to throw and having to sustain those tough innings and those tough at bats. So it's definitely not the easiest thing. You get into that routine that we talked about earlier, going up there thinking that you're going to be throwing the pitch at 4:05, and the next thing you know, it's almost 5:30.
That's very true. As Michael Gorman steps up to the plate, the wind and the pitch, big swing there from Gorman. Gorman trying to jump on the early pitch here, 0-1.
His tough turner over at second, making his Pioneers debut, held on to that ball just a little bit too long. He was trying to decide whether or not to try to go for a double play and throw it to second, or just get the easy out at first and maybe toss it a little bit earlier. He got the out, but almost a double play opportunity.
Skips one over there, and that one, the ball was dropped, unfortunately, but still, bang, bang play there. The catcher managing to make the throw down, Moskowitz. As Turner now will have to play tight on second. Once again, pitcher looking in. So 1-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. As the Pioneers trying to make it through 2 innings unscathed. Been a sticking point for Terwilliger. He's really done very well. Big swinging strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Said it a couple times here, George. Terwilliger, as a starter, has been more than effective. Has been the exact same way out of the pen.
Yeah. Again, he had, I believe, it was a scoreless outing on Wednesday night against this same team.
The wind, the pitch. Inside and high, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Another Tioga Downs showdown. As he tries to put up the Dunkin' Donut here in the top of the second.
There you go.
I'm just going to create him as I go, George.
Yeah.
Terwilliger comes back set. He winds and delivers. Cut on, fouled away, and we remind you to make the right decision.
Insist on Gerber collision and autoglass.
Stole it from me.
Yep.
As once again, Pioneers trying to make their way through the top of the second. Terwilliger 1 strike away from doing just that. Would love to keep the zeros on the board. Umpire calling for time here. Shadows starting to creep out there towards home plate.
Just starting to.
As now again, Terwilliger checks the runner. Comes back set. He winds, delivers. High. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So the next pitch will be decisive. Pioneers with a 2-0 lead on just 2 hits in the ballgame, both of them going the way of the men in white. As again, Terwilliger comes set. He checks the runner back at second, winds, delivers, outside. That's a walk. So, down to first goes Michael Gorman. That'll bring up David Bermudez. Bermudez, with scoring position and 2 men out, is batting 3 for 4, 750 with 3 RBIs. Those are numbers, George, you might expect after game 1 of the season. Not after 13 games have been played. That's a lot. As once again, the windup and the pitch connected on foul territory and into the bullpen area. 0-1. So Bermudez does not like to give up chances with runners on base. See what he can do here. Steps back in. Terwilliger trying to find that put-away pitch, and we talked about put-away pitches a lot so far this season. The wind, the pitch, cut on, fouled, back in again. We remind you, for all your automotive needs, make the right decision.
Insist on Gerber Collision.
And Autoglass, as Terwilliger has to wait for the umpire to get some new balls. Terwilliger certainly allowing some pitches to be knocked back out of Dunn Field. As long as they keep coming back, though, I'm sure he doesn't mind. Just doesn't want them out the other way. Terwilliger gets his sign. Comes back. No, he's going to step off here.
We didn't have too many when you weren't here on Wednesday. Not too many of those foul balls.
And didn't have too many over the weekend either, surprisingly. None on. I don't think we had more than 3 or 4 on Friday, and
that's how Wednesday was.
Yesterday, I would be hard pressed to say I called 2. But now back at historic Dunn Field, we're seeing the foul balls ready and often here in the top of the second. No balls, 2-strike count. The wind, the pitch gets away and all the way back to the backstop, as luckily Moskowitz able to get back there quickly. So 1 ball, 2-strike count, as again Terwilliger just looking to get out of this inning. And unfortunately now it goes from runners on first and second to runners on second and third. Certainly not the way the Pioneers wanted to kick off the second inning after scoring 2 in the bottom of the first. Terwilliger comes back set. He winds and delivers. And a half cut there. Just held up. As again, Terwilliger will go back to work. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And we'll see. Ben Terwilliger trying to get through this inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, another Tioga Down showdown, and Terwilliger has that one fouled back and fouled away. As we remind you again, make that right decision.
Insist on Gerber Collision.
So we might run out of baseball.
I was just about to say we're going to run out of baseballs here. We're going to be busy at Gerber Collision and Autoglass.
Certainly will be, for sure. Chances of one hitting your car, George, are climbing. The pitch up and high. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Like I said, I parked about a row further back than I usually do today.
Apparently a good move, as once again.
Well, maybe. I mean, I've been pretty fortunate parking in that first row. Maybe they're all landing in the second row, and I don't know it.
Uh-oh. We'll find out.
We will find out.
The wind, the pitch, the delivery, and outside walks, the bases loaded as Bermudez heads down to first, and that'll bring up Alan Murphy. Murphy, we've talked about how productive he can be. With the bases loaded, Murphy is a perfect 3 for 3 with 5 RBIs.
And we've had almost all 3-ball, 2-strike counts today. I mean, outside Bermudez in that first, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these first, 10 batters have had full counts.
That one's in there for a strike.
A lot of
pitches for. I was about
to say it's a lot of pitches, and you think the bullpen might. We're talking about the college guys having some pitch restrictions. See how long Terwilliger can go.
Cut on down the right field line and foul. So that one's going to hit off the office equipment sign down there.
Yep. We won't mention that other place. I won't, at least.
No balls, 2 strikes. You won't mention your own place either. We went through that during the hockey season.
Oh, that's
remember?
true.
As once
I
again,
mentioned them
very often. As again, Terwilliger, no balls, 2 strikes, trying to power his way through, and certainly a hitter that's going to be very hard to do that against. Murphy steps back in. Bases are loaded. The wind and the pitch. Terwilliger gets him to foul one off down the third base line.
Off his third base coach.
That's never fun.
No, Murphy, he's listed at 6 foot. He looks a lot taller. Maybe it's just because he's very lanky, and I don't know, but he looked a lot taller than 6 foot from up here.
Certainly does. And from our high perspective, we can tell the shorter from the taller, and he's definitely one of the taller. Looks to almost tower over the umpire down there. As the wind and pitch from Terwilliger swung on and missed. He got him. So with the bases loaded, Terwilliger with a flair for the dramatic. The Pioneers maintain a 2-0 lead. Going into the bottom of the second, we'll see if they can add to it. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on YouTube.com. All right, and with that, we are back. Trevor Henneman will be heading back to the plate as the Canisius College player from Corning, New York, steps back in, and LeVere goes back to work for the Pilots. As a leadoff batter, Henneman 0 for 11. Not particularly,
Not great numbers.
not inspiring numbers to say the least.
No. And we talked about the bottom of the lineup in the last game going 0 for 15. Again, Peng didn't help out that cause with that fly out to Emmy. Very productive first for the Pioneers.
Definitely
Let's see if Henneman can get it back going.
Take the 2 runs for sure as LeVere comes set and deals. And there's a strike on the first pitch that he sees. Henneman, again, that unique Bagwell-esque, Pujols-esque stance.
They're playing him, at least in the outfield, more to the right. The right fielder playing way over.
As that one connected on. This is popped up into foul territory, and that will be an easy one for the first baseman, as that puts Henneman down 0 for 1. And brings up Bryce Moskowitz. Moskowitz, the catcher, 5'9", $190 from the University of Pittsburgh by way of LaGrange, Illinois.
And 1 for 4 the other night against these Newark Pilots with a base hit.
Didn't get to see Moskowitz over the weekend, as he did not appear in either game in the last 2 nights. Certainly should be well rested. The pitch, high for a ball, 1-0. Moskowitz stepping back in. He comes set and checks out the pitcher, LaGrange, as that one's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out count, as he looked a little bit shaky on that one. He was clenched up.
I mean, yeah, Moskowitz jumping off the plate, a little tough to call out a strike.
He connects on that one and will drive it out towards center field. This one looks to be can of corn for the center fielder, as that will bring quick 2 outs here. As the bottom of the lineup, 7, 8, and 9, not having a ton of success here.
Nope.
But this will be our first look at Zach Turner, his first at bat of the summer. Recent acquisition from Corning Community College. Certainly not the biggest individual out there, but saw him make some plays at second base. See what he can do with the bat. The line, the pitch, low for a ball, 1-0. A good eye so far.
Yeah. Good job by Turner early. Not Jacob Turner.
Not Jacob Turner.
Not Trey Turner.
Not Trey Turner either. As the line, the pitch, connected on there by Turner and sent back out to the parking lot, which makes us remind you again, make the right decision.
Insist on Gerber collision.
And auto glass as the Shadows moving over home plate at this point. The pitch, outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. So Turner trying to keep the inning alive here. I say it every time we're on the air, the Pioneers score in bunches.
Yep.
So as that one is fouled away, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, another Tioga Downs showdown.
Go see some chariot or cart racing, whatever
Some
they
horse
are.
cart racing for sure. That's some fun.
Yeah.
The windup and pitch from LeVere. Outside, ball 3, 3 balls, 2 strikes, another full count, George. As we'll see. First at bat for Turner. He's certainly showing some stuff here. The wind and the pitch connected on by Turner, driven out towards right field, back behind the first baseman. He's backing up and makes the grab. A little unsure of himself there. He double-checked his mitt when he tore off of it. All right, so after 2 full, 2-0 in favor of the Pioneers. Before we go to break, want to thank once again some of our amazing sponsors for helping us get the 2019 season underway. Dandy Mini Marts, Domino's, Dunkin' Donuts, Eastern Metals, Elbow Room, Elm Chevy, Elmira Corning Airport, Evan Barnes, Century 21, Excellus, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Easy Budget, Ferrell Gas, First Heritage FCU, First Transit, FM Howell, Gary's Towing, Gigi's Place, Glovehouse, Gow Holding, and GTP. Thank you so much for supporting your Elmira Pioneers. We'll be right back. You're listening to Elmira Pioneers Baseball on Mixler.com. All right, and we are back as Over Torres steps back up to the plate. And dangerous bat as he steps up. We've talked about him quite a bit back in the pregame show, George. Torres yet to have an official at bat so far. He's had the base on balls. That one inside almost earned his second trip to first base.
And we've also talked about the full counts, but Terwilliger has had 8 batters have had full counts against them.
Believe it or not, and I'll get to it after this pitch bounces up 2-0. Believe it or not, as we are so far into the season, Torres has played 9 games, started 8 of them, has only led off an inning twice, and comes in batting .500 as a leadoff hitter, 1 for 2. Big swing there from Torres. I'm sorry, that's a little shocking to me. Only twice. It would seem like that would be the number 3 spot would be a pretty good hole for a leadoff hitter.
Yep.
As that's in there for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. Torres maybe trying to work his second walk of the game. Pioneers lead 2-0 here in the top of the third. Terwilliger winds and deals. Big swinging strike again. And already into a full count situation, which, George, we've said, no surprise there.
Nope. Again, he has stranded 5 guys on base today, so, again, a lot of walks.
And there's another one.
Yep.
So Torres bows down and takes the walk. That'll bring up Logan Sturr, 1 of 3 strikeouts on the day. See what he can do.
He did not walk, although there have been 5 already in this game now.
2 of them over Torres. We talked about the delay and how much that can really play into effect here as I look down and no one's in the bullpen. Nope. Logan Sturr coming up 0 for 1, does have the strikeout. Wouldn't mind seeing a bouncing ground ball here if we could get one. An error on each side of the ball at this point as well. That one way high. Moskowitz looking like he's trying out for the NBA there.
Yeah. It's got to be in a new Space Jam movie with those moves.
Still can't believe that's happening. All right. Yeah. So once again, Sturr waits. Terwilliger winds and deals. And again, high outside this time.
Were you a fan of first Spaceballs movie? Or not Spaceballs?
I loved Spaceballs.
Yes, we've had a lot of Spaceballs discussion, but Space Jam.
Space Jam, also fairly good.
I have not seen Space Jam.
No?
No. Just a little bit before my time.
The wind and the pitch from Terwilliger. High again. And that will bring a discussion from Moskowitz as Terwilliger certainly having his issues. Nobody coming out from the dugout, so the onus on Moskowitz here to settle down his hurler. Certainly don't want to see another walk.
Nope. Again, we already have 5 here today, and 9 of the first, 10 or 11 batters have had full counts.
So, 3 balls, no strikes. If he can come back and throw 2 strikes in a row, could have
Or get that ground ball.
another full count here for your. There would have to be some looking at a stat record book about how many full counts somebody has had in a game. I can't imagine it's too high, but Terwilliger certainly may be approaching the record at this point, as that one fouled away. And George,
There's your 2 strikes.
another 3-ball, 2-strike count. As again, Logan Sturr 0 for 1 on the day with the strikeout. Terwilliger coming back set. Time is called by the batter.
And I have 9 full counts now. And we are in the top of the 3rd inning with no outs.
Yep.
Nearly every single batter has had a full count.
Pretty close. Pretty close.
The only other ones are Jimenez and Bermudez.
As now again, coming back set. Terwilliger winds and deals outside. Walks his man. Another walk. Second in a row, as that'll bring up Dylan Dubelshane. And here comes Matt Birch.
Now there's, I believe that's Chase Austin.
That is Chase Austin going to warm up down in the bullpen. Little surprising, but
little surprising. I mean, he pitched on Wednesday night. I'm not sure if he pitched the other nights of this series.
they have seen him, especially up in Newark a couple times.
When he comes in, you know he comes in. He came in. They played Peanut Butter Jelly Time the last time he came in on Wednesday night. Apparently that's his song, and he enjoyed it on the mound. He was laughing.
All right.
The people in the press box picked that out.
Hey, whatever motivates a guy, motivates a guy. The interesting conversation here is Matt Birch is trying, you have to assume,
he's buying some time.
to buy some time.
Yeah.
That's exactly where I was going.
Chase Austin with a 6.55 ERA, 0-2 on the season.
Well, a 2-0 lead right now. Terwilliger's got to be frustrated, though, because I'll tell you what, in his couple starts he's had this season, he pitched excellent. He, of course, had the delay today, and we talked about the rain delays and how much that really screws with a pitcher. This was an umpire delay.
Yep.
But the same similar thing. You had to wait an hour and a half to get started. As now the pitch, cut on and missed by Dupelshane.
Well, again, the scoreboard doesn't look bad for him.
No, hasn't allowed a hit.
It's just the record
really,
keeping.
Yep. No runs, no hits. Runners on scoring position with nobody out, though. That's something you instinctively try to avoid. Yep. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He's already stranded 5 on base.
I'd love to get a ground ball out here. They would trade a runner on third for 2 outs,
yeah.
No doubt. Pitch, cut on and missed again by Dupelshane. Dupelshane already 0 for 1 with a strikeout here tonight.
Very aggressive.
Dupelshane tends to be that way, though. We've seen a lot of Newark, and every time Dupelshane's come up, he attacks. And thus far in the series, it's worked out well for him. He really attacks that first pitch. That one's thrown, bounces up, and the throw down to second. They're going to get the runner here. As the tag is in time, they throw out the runner in second on the double steal. So down goes Logan Sturr. Over Torres is safely in at third. And the Pioneers get an out. So now they have to find a way to get Dupelshane to get out here.
And takes away the double play, so not great. Good to get that out.
See if he can get the...
also took away the triple play.
He does definitely take away the triple play. We have yet to see one of those here in our short time with the Pioneers. 3 weeks into the season as the pitch, the delivery, fouled out into the parking lot. We remind you again to make the right decision.
Insist on Gerber collision.
And autoglass as the Pioneers here in the top of the 3rd inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The wind, the pitch, Outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes, yet another full
Another
count.
one. 3 in this inning already.
As Sean Hillis waits on deck, the catcher.
The last 5 batters have had full counts. That's a lot of pitches.
That is a lot of pitches. The wind, the delivery, outside, walks his man again.
And he just kind of hangs out there on the mound like, really? I mean, it's incredibly frustrating to see all these full counts and then just barely missing your spots on some of these. And again, Chase Austin continues to warm up in the bullpen.
As Sean Hillis comes out, a double play now would get you out of the inning. Unbelievably, despite the amount of base runners, and we're looking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
No hits.
No hits.
Yeah, we got no hitter here going, folks. Come on down.
Through the second inning, a no-hitter.
I don't think he's got the bullets left in that arm to go through 9.
I would be very, very surprised. The wind, the pitch. Big swing there, 0-1. So you're seeing the overcommitment here early from Newark.
A little surprising considered all the walks.
As again, Hillis waits. The delivery, cut on, popped up. This is going to be an easy play for the shortstop. Got to watch Torres. No, he's leaving it for the center fielder. Torres tags. It goes right to home plate.
Hit
Kept
the
in
umpire.
front, hits the umpire, and the pitcher was checking on the umpire, which allows Torres to come across and close the gap to 2-1.
That should be a death ball if it hit the umpire, I believe.
I believe
like
that's
that,
the argument
if he interfered with the play, because Moskowitz or Terwilliger would have stopped that ball if it not hit the umpire. Hit the umpire and kick back.
I'm pretty sure that is the argument here being made. It's going to be moot, though, as the fly ball puts Hillis 0 for 2, but I guess you'd call that a sac fly.
Yep.
So he stays 0 for 1, excuse me, and has the sacrifice fly for the RBI, despite how it happened.
And there's still no hits. Have you ever seen a no-hitter where a run is scored?
Yes, actually, the Pioneers a couple nights back, as they were able to walk and get some runs scored that way, as that appears to be the strategy now for Newark. The pitch, cut on, hit out there towards right field, and off of the Holiday Inn sign. 1 ball, 1 strike. So 2 outs. Pioneers have coughed up a run here. 2-1 lead for Elmira at this point here in the top of the third. Runner in scoring position as Jimenez 0 for 1 reached on an error back in his first time up. Still no hits for the Newark Pilots. As now Terwilliger getting mad.
I mean, he's already...
he's looking at Dupleshain and saying, hey, get back on the base and stop your dancing around.
He's already frustrated between that delayed start, between the extra pitches he's had to throw him and the umpire getting him away and allowing a run.
So now 2 balls, 1 strike.
And now you got big baby Chase Austin warming up.
You do, as Austin will be looking to get into this one. The nicknames the players come up with often unique and interesting.
Yep.
As again, 2-1 count. The pitch. High, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. As you see Terwilliger trying to battle his way through this third inning.
And again, he should have the advantage right now with the shadows now completely covering home plate, and he's in the sun. The batter's looking into the sun. You think he would have the advantage there?
So, the wind and pitch. Outside, walks his man again, and Jimenez now has a base on ball.
4 walks in this inning.
The only batters without a walk, as here comes the hook. This is going to do it. And yeah, you can't really fault the manager heading out to the mound to retrieve the ball.
And he can't really fault Terwilliger. Again, he's had an excellent season with that 0.56 ERA, but again, the delay and the men in blue weren't giving him the help today.
So here comes Chase Austin. Austin heads out to the mound with 2 outs, 2 runners on at first and second. you would have to imagine the run scored. It's not up on the board. You would assume there's got to be an error there.
I don't know.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. The ball.
It bounced. I mean, it short hopped, but the guy got over to third. The only reason the run scores was it bounced off the umpire and went all the way back behind home plate.
But it did skip back behind home plate, which is why I'm not positive. But if that's how the ruling is going to be, there should be an error. And Chase Austin comes into the game, so let's give you some numbers, George. You were hinting at it earlier. The 6.55 ERA, 0-2 record. 4 games, one of them a start. That one did take place in Newark. 11 innings pitched, 15 hits, 11 runs, 8 of them earned, 8 bases on balls, 9 strikeouts.
Does have strikeouts. The Lock Haven pitcher.
3 doubles.
Yeah, didn't get too many opportunities to pitch for Lock Haven though.
Did not.
Just a couple
Actually
hours.
had quite a bat down in Lock Haven, as a matter of fact.
Had a couple hours away. Lock Haven had been driven through there several times.
Jordan Fedor heads up to the plate now. He's 0 for 1 on the fielder's choice. One of 2 batters tonight without a base on balls, believe it or not.
Wow.
Chase Austin comes set. He winds, delivers, and outside 1-0. See if Chase can avoid the dreaded full count we've seen quite a bit of. So I believe that 1 run is going to go unearned, but we'll have to wait and see, as that one is in there for ball 2.
I would think it goes unearned, but we'll see.
Check and see.
He's still responsible for those men on base as well.
Yes.
We can't fill up the score sheet just yet for him.
That one thrown down here to third. The tag is not in time. And quite a hop there at third base for Preston Moore.
It always scares me thrown down to third base with a right-handed batter because
you're going to plunk that batter.
Yeah.
As now we've got a 3-0 count, I believe, though the scoreboard still says.
I think the umpire just held up a 1. Oh, maybe not. I don't know.
The pitch cut on and fouled away. As I said, I believe we've got a 3-ball, 1-strike count.
No,
2-2. 2-ball, 2-strike count. All right, so the pitch on the throwdown was a strike.
Tioga Down showdown.
Another Tioga Down showdown. The first one for Chase Austin, however. The throw, cut on, hit up the middle. Berg trying to scramble over, not going to get there. This is going to score 1, and right to home, bounces off the catcher, and the second run will score. So 2 RBIs on the first hit of the game, and that one goes for Jordan Fedor. As the 2 RBIs give the Newark Pilots the lead, 3-2. That'll bring up Michael Gorman, get to register an official at bat. Base on balls, his first trip. Austin did exactly what he needed to do. He got the ground ball. It just was out of the reach of the middle infield.
A tough one.
You feel bad for Chase Austin, obviously. 3 runs will now be put onto the box score as he gets a pop-up here. Shortstop drifting over and makes the catch as Berg ends the inning. But not before a 3-run score here in the top of the third. Gorman has his first official at bat, and the Pioneers will head back to the batter's box as they now trail 3-2 going into the bottom of the third inning. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on YouTube.com. All right, well, the Pioneers go back to the plate now. Jeff Mejia, the leadoff batter, will take his spot back out there in the batter's box. He started off the game 1-for-1, had that hit, and then tripped over the first baseman's leg. Would love to keep that streak up. That was Mejia's 3-for-6. He's now 500. And now he puts another one in there, and he's going to get another hit. So Mejia might need to lead off a little more often here.
Yeah.
2-for-2 on the night with 2 singles.
Yeah.
Pioneers have to respond after being scored on 3 times there in the top half.
And again, it's a tough situation. Only 1 hit in that inning. The 3 runs coming across to score with an error and the umpire, not interference, but kind of getting in the way of the field of play.
I would agree. As now Sexton, 0-for-1 on the night, tries to put down a bunt. I think the ball was already past him by the time he got his bat on it there. Again, staring out into the sun. The ball has to come back into the shadows. So, George, you touched on that a little bit earlier. It's certainly a difficulty for a hitter when you see this type of formation out there.
Yep.
That one's outside. Mejia didn't get a good jump, but it's way out of the field, and the shortstop will scoop it up. Mejia with a stolen base now to add to his repertoire. Something got into Jeff Mejia in between yesterday and today, and I'm liking it.
Yeah, he had a stolen base on Wednesday as well. So, picking up a little bit of speed out there for Mejia.
Certainly is. As Andrew Sexton, 0-for-1. Now 1 ball, 1 strike count. The wind, the pitch. In there for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out. Mejia already into scoring position. Things change for Sexton with runners in scoring position. He is $167 in 6 attempts. So he takes strike 2 there. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He led off in that Stallions game.
He did.
Last Saturday. Had 3 strikeouts. 0-for-5.
The wind and pitch outside. 3 ball, 2 strikes. Hey, another full count.
Yeah, they're
prevalent here today.
There haven't been too many for the Pioneers hitters. I think kind of 3 or 4 of them.
Sexton, one of those batters who can work the count very well, as that one's inside, and Sexton will take a free pass. He goes down to first base, and that'll bring up Garrett Schultz. Schultz, he's consistently been stellar out there in right field. He's played very, very well over the last few games. The batting average may not be exactly where he wants it to be, but I'll tell you what, it certainly makes it hard to take him out of the lineup. Runners on, he's batting .273 with runners in scoring position. 0-1 the count.
He's got a big hole over there in between first and second with him holding those runners on. You can poke it the other way.
Kind of a straightaway outfield lineup here if you look at it. A little surprising as he fouls that one off. No balls, 2 strikes. Interesting strategy there.
I was just about to ask you about that. I mean, it's hey, you're down by 1. There's no outs. Trying to get 2 men in scoring position for the middle of your lineup. We've seen what Moore can do. He has a double already today.
He does. So maybe you won't see it again here for sure. As that one is hit down the third base line, and this is going to score a run easily. As coming around is Mejia, heading to third, and in there safely. As once again, Garrett Schultz comes through in the clutch, earning himself an RBI. That'll bring up Preston Moore. Moore, you just said it, 1-for-1 with a double. And LeVere now stretching out his arm on the mound. Pioneers tie it right back up here, George.
There's a righty warming up for the Pioneers.
So Chase Austin, I would be surprised if he was one and done, but the possibility is there.
No one for the Pilots just yet.
As again, Preston Moore heads out. We'll see if he can connect with the ball again. Connects with one and drives it through the gap. He's going to score another one. And rounding second but not advancing is Garrett Schultz. So 2-for-2 goes Moore. And he is halfway to a cycle, George.
He is.
Nathan Berg will be the next man to come up. He's 0-for-1, reached on an error, but does have an RBI as the manager for Newark heads out to the mound. The Pioneers regain their lead.
They got a man going out to the bullpen right now. Can't tell if looks like he's the pitcher. We'll get that number for you.
Some discussion here with
That'd be Dan Munn.
Dan Munn headed out there.
He pitched the other night on Wednesday night.
So conversation going on all this as head coach Matt Birch had a discussion with the home plate umpire. Now we're seeing Nathan Berg talking with head coach Matt Birch, the umpire heading out to break up the discussion at the mound. Newark has a man down in the bullpen, but now the umpire breaks it up, and we're going to get going here. So 3 runs in the top of the third, 2 runs now in the bottom, and still no outs. 4-3 lead for the Pioneers.
And a game that should have been wrapping up pretty soon if this game had gotten underway on time. A little scheduled delay.
Yep.
We'll call it that.
As Berg steps out, he's checking the man down at third, getting his commands here. Berg has bunted for a hit on 2 separate occasions so far this season, and that's why you see the first baseman playing in on the grass. He lays down a bunt. Perfect bunt down the first base line. Second baseman trying to get over, and he's going to be safe. I just said it. He bunts for a hit, and he does it one more time. As he advances the runners to second and third, he's safe at first, and Nathan Peng will get his first at-bat with the bases loaded this season.
And you called it. It was a perfect bump there by Berg. It was just far enough out of reach of the catcher and not far enough for the first baseman to pick it up. It was a good job by the second baseman to get over there to at least have a chance over at first. An excellent bump there by Berg.
Peng waiting. Cut on and hit back into the screen. No balls, 1 strike. So the Pioneers be looking to make their way even bigger as they've thrown their weight around so far here. 4 runs in the first 3 innings so far, and a chance to add more as that one gets by, and here comes the runner sliding safe at home, and that will score another run. Garrett Schultz crosses the plate, and the Pioneers are now up 5-3.
Well, this is a lot more fun. Haven't seen too much of this for the Pioneers this year.
Certainly not, as the Pioneers really putting up crooked numbers against the Newark Pilots. So Nathan Peng will be looking to actually get credit for an RBI here, though, as the infielders now surrounding the infield grass, playing that prevent defense, as I've called it so many times. The pitch connected on there towards right field, just into midway. Over Torres picks it up and takes a throw over towards third. A little odd throw there. You would think it would come home. So Peng goes 0 for 2 on the night. Trevor Henneman will come up. He's 0 for 1. As Henneman would love to put a ball into the outfield. Been a rough go of it, as you mentioned earlier, for the outfield.
They're still playing all the way in. A blue pick could get you 2 runs here.
Certainly would.
It's a lot of room. The outfielder's playing really, really deep.
That's what I was wondering about as that ball popped up. If that one landed just behind second, that would have driven in a couple runs. That one gets through the hole and scoring 1 run, and that's all they're going to get as the ball is thrown in quickly. Trevor Henneman adds an RBI to his repertoire. That, of course, brings up Bryce Moskowitz, who's 0 for 1 on the night. Runners at the corners, like a bad split in bowling, and now we're going to get the change on the hill. So, certainly going to be interesting as Bryce Moskowitz, with runners in scoring position, 1 for 6, $167 with an RBI, as Pioneers will now gather and huddle, as this looks somewhat like a football meeting out at the mound, as in comes the newest pitcher for the Newark Pilots. As
it will be, I believe it's David Munn.
So we've got Munn.
He pitched, again, I mentioned he pitched on Wednesday night, went 1 inning, gave up a hit, a walk. It'll be 5 batters he faced him at shutout win for the Pilots.
That's Dan Munn, the Hilbert College player coming out.
Not Don Money.
Dan Munn, 4.77 ERA, 5 games he's appeared in, pitching 11.1 innings, 12 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned, 6 bases on ball, 666 right across the board there. 3 strikeouts and 4 doubles he's given up.
And he has a very wild set of mechanics. But the way he lands, he really twists his arm all the way across his body with his releases we see here.
Wow, that is certainly awkward. I'll tell you what, the advantage to a pitching style like that, though, is if you watch, you're going to have a hard time as we zoom in. You're going to have a hard time picking up that pitch. You're not going to get very big look at the fingers, and you're not going to be fingering. You're just going to have to rely on the way the arm's moving along and how the ball comes out of the hand. You watch again.
I mean, he just completely twists his upper body.
Yep.
Kind of I wouldn't say it's the technique you teach your kids how to throw, but if it works, it works.
Well, some would argue the it works portion as we look at the 4.77 ERA, perhaps not working quite as well as he would have liked. Of course, leaving Lavere, line not done on him. Runners at first and third still belong to his score sheet. So we say it again. Bryce Moskowitz, the number 8 hitter, 0 for 1 here tonight. Pioneers with a 6-3 lead. As Newark put up a 3 spot, Elmira has now put up 4. Pulled back, the throw down to second, and not in time as, again, Henneman makes a stolen base there. I'm a little surprised. On the throw down there, I kind of thought we'd see the runner go from third base.
And luckily, the second middle infielder was there to back it up for the Pilots.
Certainly, but again, I thought we'd see Nathan Berg off and going. The windup, the pitch, cut on and hit towards third base, backed up, and the throw over to first as Berg stays where he is. They do get the runner, so Moskowitz goes 0 for 2. That'll bring up Zach Turner. The infield will get off the infield grass now.
He is the 9th hitter to come up in this inning. So almost batted all the way around after Mejia started with a single, the base hit, and then 4 straight runners scored.
Huh? We could still get there again. The pitch cut on and fouled back as Turner upset with himself.
And again, 6-3. 4 straight, or those first 4 hitters of the inning came around to score.
They did. As Turner coming back up again here. 2 outs, 0-1 the count. The pitch cut on and fouled closer to us this time.
I was about to say almost the exact same same angle off the bat.
As Turner trying to avoid going down on strikes here. 0-2 the count.
Righty still warming up for Elmira in the bullpen.
The wind, the pitch, cut on, and again.
A little bit higher on the foul, a little bit closer.
Getting closer and closer to our booth here, George.
Yep.
As again, we'll see. Turner would love to put one straight out into the outfield, preferably in a hole somewhere.
I'm about to say a big one out in right center.
That one outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
When we talk about the baseballs flying back at us, I said during hockey season, I've had baseballs, I've had hockey pucks, and I've had lacrosse balls come very, very close to me. We're getting closer here.
As the windup and the pitch, outside again. Catcher managing to stay in front of it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
The hockey pucks I was not expecting to come that close to me. Went right over my head out at the great Pagula Ice Arena in State College.
As we're in a Tioga Down showdown. Turner waits. Outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes, a full count. Next pitch will be decisive. Turner would love to turn his bat on it.
He's really trying to hammer.
Summer in a Pioneers uniform, and if he can put one into the outfield, that could score him 2 RBIs as well. Cut on, hit down the left field line, and the catch is made. So that'll be the end of the inning. Pioneers at plate 4 earn back their lead 6-3 as we head towards the top of the 4th. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on YouTube.com. All right, so Chase Austin worked third of an inning, and, well, that's the end of his night.
That's all he
Tom
needed.
Catayano from St. Rose College. This is his second opportunity in a Pioneers uniform, his first official opportunity, as this is his first game being in the lineup. So big welcome to Tom Catayano. Catania, excuse me. Tom Catania. And I'm the one who got it right out there. Excuse me. Tom Catania, as we were having discussion on the pronunciation of names.
Yeah, and by the way, 9 walks handed out for Terwilliger.
That's a rough outing.
Yeah. Not great.
But
you
go over again.
I got 2 2/3 innings, 3 runs, 1 earned, 9 walks, and 2 strikeouts.
All right. So
3 strikeouts.
3 strikeouts. I was about to say, yeah. Bermudez coming up, 0 for 1, has the base on balls. Interesting here, as I'm noticing, and I'm not sure if you're picking up on this too, George. Bermudez way off the plate. He is normally right on top of it. Not sure if he's familiar. The pitch cut on, popped up. Should be an easy first out.
Elevator shaft.
And caught by the shortstop, Berg. So a beautiful play by Nathan Berg to put Bermudez back on the bench. Catania, wow. Comes out and effective as Alan Murphy heads up. He's 0 for 1. Got a base on balls. Has a strikeout. And the Pioneers looking to do some damage here. Get out of a top of the 4th. 6-3 right now for the Elmira Pioneers. Working on the second third of the game. The pitch from Catania hit up and over the pitcher and threw into center field. Catania, interesting strategy there as the center fielder bobbles the ball. He throws down to second. The tag is not in time as he's going to keep the glove on him.
It was close.
Now the time is called. So a good play there by Tucker to try to keep the glove on. But Torres heads up now with 2 base on balls, no official at bats.
I was about to say, I'd say that's a single and an error on the center fielder.
I would agree.
See how they score it.
No error on the board quite yet.
There's one for both sides already.
Those occurred back in the first inning as now Torres stepping up. Catania delivers in there for ball 1, 1-0. As you watch Catania out here on the mound, certainly an interesting structure.
Very lanky.
I was just going to say, stands straight up.
His legs are like pencils.
Very thin legs, but kind of, it's a little bit Johnson-esque.
Yeah.
If you watch the way his leg comes through here, he bends over to get the sign. And I can't stop picturing it. Yep. As he checks the runner, winds and delivers. Oof. And you see, I don't think he's getting as much power out of that front plant leg as he is out of the arm movement. The way he almost comes full circle, as you watch here.
I think they gave out a hit.
As that is in there. Though the hit would count. There was definitely a hit there.
Yeah, there's just no error.
There's no
there yet. So I don't know if they're calling that a double or...
I will have to check on that in the intermission here. I'm still analyzing the pitching style here as the pitch comes through. Pop up into foul territory and caught for the second out. Runner bluffs there as that will send over Torres to the bench for the first time. And his first official at bat, 0 for 1 now with 2 base on balls. It's kind of interesting, and I saw it more there on that last pitch than I think I've seen in any of the previous ones. The leg doesn't fully come up either. It's a stutter step with the front leg before he comes in.
Let's see here. You see a lot of, you're talking about a stutter. A lot of the Japanese and Korean pitchers have that stutter. And a little bit of a stutter.
A little stutter there as that bounces to third. Easy play over to first, and that is a perfect inning for Catania as he puts down Logan Sturr. Pioneers will come back to the plate in the bottom of the fourth with a 6-3 lead, and you can't ask for much more out of the relief pitcher, Tom Catania.
You cannot.
6-2. Wait. Something
We're
changed.
clearing out the board.
6-3. I don't know why we're clearing the board, but we'll be right back here on YouTube.com. All right. Well, we are in protest with the local scoreboard agents as we're going to count an error there on the reach.
Officially, it's a double. Unofficially, it's a single F8 or E8.
So, Pioneers saw all 9 batters get up in the bottom of the third. So that means Jeff Mejia is set to lead off his third inning of the game here in just inning number 4.
And he's been successful, 2 for 2, a stolen base and a run scored.
2 singles for him.
Yeah.
See if he can't earn himself another trip out there to first base.
Actually, I believe that's 2 runs scored.
He does have 2 runs. Yep.
Yeah.
Mejia has certainly found some type of groove here. But this will be, of course, his first appearance against the second pitcher of the night here. The windup and the pitch. High, 1 ball, no strikes.
A little surprised we went back out with him. 23.
Yeah. Interesting.
He struggled in that last inning with the 4 runs.
That one's chopped on there. Right back behind as the catch will be made by the shortstop. So Mejia sees his first time he'll be sent back to the bench here tonight. That'll bring up Andrew Sexton. Sexton 0 for 1 with a base on balls as Munn continues to deal here. They might be forced to send him through for a couple of innings as Newark.
No one up in either bullpen.
So we would assume we'll see Catania for another half inning at least as we approach the 5th. 1 out for the Pioneers as that's in there for a strike against Sexton. Sexton, we talked about it, played in 45 games as a sophomore at Xavier, 429 on base percentage. That one is popped up right back. The shortstop been busy here in this bottom half of the inning, and he makes the catch again, staring right into the sun.
Back-to-back F6s.
So Garrett Schultz, 1 for 2 with an RBI. As we get to see the tiniest of bat boys make their way out from the Pioneers dugout.
I don't think that's even the tiniest one I've seen this year. Some of them, like the bats, are taller.
The bats are taller. That is accurate. As now Garrett Schultz, the last scheduled hitter for the bottom of the 4th. Wind and pitch is in there for a strike.
Nice breaking ball.
Excellent pitching here for Munn here after the rough start there in the 3rd inning. Munn winds and delivers. Ooh. That one in there for a strike again. I thought that was a bit inside.
I thought it was as well. I guess it just barely broke in and clipped the corner of the plate.
So Schultz will be defensive here. 1 for 2. Has an RBI. That is just outside. 1 and 2.
No, we saw Laverne try to hit that far outside corner on the against the righties, and he missed every single time.
He did. As you see, the shadows now almost getting into that pitcher's mound area. That one inside and coming very close to hitting Garrett Schultz. As now we've got a 2-2 count.
They got the one light stand is just barely hitting the mound, but other than that, he's in the sun.
The pitch. Inside again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs as the Pioneers try to extend the 4th inning. Love to give Preston Moore a shot to keep his day going.
He has had a day.
Certainly has. 2 for 2, double, single, RBI. 2 RBIs, excuse me, as that one's fouled back. Keeps the count alive. And again,
Gonna be a tough get for the cycle here today. He's
Oh.
got put two easy ones out of the way.
He
I
certainly
believe
does.
he has a triple this year. Correct me if I'm wrong. Someone up there had a triple.
The line, the pitch,
Outside.
outside ball 4.
Someone had a
As
triple that was
Preston Moore does. He's got a double, a triple already on the year. Now he's got 2 doubles, 8 RBIs on the year. And we'll see if Preston Moore
need to get some more.
Get some more. Though a lot of that is harder, especially here in the cleanup spot when you have runners ahead of you. And you may want the triple, but they may be safely base running as the line, the pitch, connected and fouled back. A little surprising to see Garrett Schultz trying to take off. Schultz, 2 stolen bases on the year, but not really someone I would think of too heavily as a base stealer.
No, but we've seen what this bullpen has done in recent days, and as many runs as you can get, you'll take.
Oh, I'll agree with you wholeheartedly there, George. As here in the bottom of the 4th, 2 outs. The pitch wide, another throw down, and this catcher has not had the aim to second base, as once again a stolen base recorded, this time by Garrett Schultz. Moore up to the dish again.
With 3
One
stolen
ball.
bases now. Excuse me.
No problem. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Moore would love to drive it out to the wall and find his way over to third base. The wind and pitch. Swung on and fouled back towards the parking lot. So we'll remind you again, make the right decision.
Insist on Gerber collision.
And auto glass. As a gapper hit with the speed of Preston Moore could easily turn into a triple. We'll see what he can do.
Nice big gap out there in right center.
Big gap in left center, too, as a matter of fact. The wind and the pitch.
Ooh.
Hits him. So he goes down. Catcher trying to argue something there. That hit more flush. I'm not sure what the argument is.
I think he's arguing that it hit the butt of the bat, that knob there. Because, again, you heard something.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's trying to argue if it hit the knob of the bat.
I don't know. That came right in on the hip, it looked to me. As you see, even down at first, Moore rubbing his side a little bit. Don't like to see that.
Nope.
As now, Nathan Berg, 1 for 2. He reached on an error and has a single. He connects on that one. That one goes back, and the shortstop stays busy as he earns the final out of the inning.
He's had all 3 outs today. Or in
the bottom of the 4th, he certainly did. Pioneers don't add any runs, but continue to work here in the bottom of the 4th. Now they'll head to the top of the 5th, and that'll be another opportunity for a new pitcher. Catania will come back out, and it's just his first appearance here, his first official appearance as a member of the Elmira Pioneers. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on YouTube.com. All right, fans, and as the pitch gets thrown down, Catania stepping back out there on the mound. And that will bring up the Newark Pilots once again. We see the YouTube comments. It's a wild game.
Yeah.
And George, you couldn't have said it better myself.
Hey.
This has been a wild game.
Got no idea.
Pioneers going into the top of the 5th here. 6-3 lead.
And the game that should be ending about now.
Well, the lack of umpires prevented that from happening, but once again, Dubelshane is in there. 1-0 count here. Dubelshane 0 for 1 on the day, strikeout, and a base on balls.
Came around to score him at third inning.
As the windup and the pitch in there for a strike, 1-1.
Scoreboard still says 2 outs, but trying to move the game along as well.
We would gladly accept the 2 outs gifted to the Pioneers here. As the windup and the pitch swung on, hit out there towards center field. Center fielder trying to get a read on it. Now he's got it, and the catch is made. Pioneers get the first out of the inning on Dubelshane. That'll bring up Sean Hillis. Hillis 0 for 1 has a sacrifice fly and an RBI.
We'll call him sac fly. It was a strange one.
It was definitely, there's no doubt about that.
Of all the wildness in this game, that was one of the
Certainly
worst.
wildest. The pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1 count. 1 out. 0-1. As again, the scoreboard getting adjusted.
There we go.
No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Pitch is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, and that brings us to a Tioga Downs showdown. Tioga Downs, the best place not only to play, but also to stay. Check out the brand new hotel. The pitch connected on, hit out there towards right field. On his horse and heading out there, cut! As the Pioneers moving quickly here through the middle innings.
I'll take it.
Definitely take it.
I think that's 6 pitches, 2 outs.
As
That'll
if
work.
Catania able to get 1 more out, he's going to get the win here tonight.
Hopefully.
That would put him through the 5th inning of work, and if the Pioneers can keep the advantage 6-3,
Fingers
heck,
crossed.
if they can keep it all the way to 6-5, Catania would be in line for the win. Fouled back, 0-1. Bailey Jimenez, the designated hitter, 0 for 1, reached on an error and has a base on balls. As I said, the base on balls category is rather small in the who doesn't have one area.
Well, 9 guys have walked as he takes a strike. Terwilliger walked 9 guys.
One was over Torres twice.
Yep.
So, see what the Pioneers can do here. As once again, Jimenez 0-2. The pitch in there, and he punches out Bailey Jimenez. Jimenez not happy about the call, but he will go back to the bench. The Pioneers will head back up for the bottom of the 5th as the Pioneers lead 6-3. Want to give one more thanks to some of our amazing sponsors for all that you have done for us. Hardin Jink, Heroes Comic Shop, Hilliard, His Tabernacle, IBM, Journey Fitness, Jubilee Foods, Just in Time, Kahuna's, Kennedy Valve, Kitchen and Bath Gallery, the law offices of Kevin P. Flynn, M&J Oil and Lube, M&T Bank, Marion Decker, Miller's Mowing, Morrison's Heating, Open MRI, NYSCO PBA, Papa John's, Pinecroft Golf Club, Precision Automotive Performance. Thank you so much for all that you have done for the Elmira Pioneers here for the 2019 season. When we come back, it's Pioneers batting again, 6-3 lead in the bottom of the 5th. All right, one more pitch to throw down. George is up here dancing up here in the press box as once again the order comes up. Nathan Peng coming up. He's 0 for 2 on the day as Peng will be the first batter for the Elmira Pioneers.
He's flat out to center and right. First at bats here. You should see Henneman and Moskowitz after that.
Possibly Turner if we can get a base runner.
You hope. Only one of those three guys has a hit today, that being Henneman. And an RBI in the third. And we talked about the bottom of the lineup not producing these last couple games.
We have.
Happened here again.
Pang 1-0. Do want to talk about Henneman as well, though. Henneman, not a typical base stealer, but he has a stolen base here tonight, George.
He does. Came in the third after his RBI single.
Pitch fouled back here by Nathan Pang. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out.
And Pang, another one of those guys we talked about. A lot of very smart guys on this team. Wants being a mechanical engineer.
Well, UC Davis, certainly not a bad place to do anything mechanical. The pitch connected on, hit out there to center field, and this completes the cycle. Center, right, and left.
Nope, he already went to center.
Thought you had said he went to right and left.
Nope.
All right. Well,
center and right. My bad. If I said that. I don't think I did.
I think you did.
I don't know.
As once again, Henneman stepping up, 1 for 2, RBI, stolen base. His second year in a Pioneers uniform. He's a veteran presence on the team. He played in 30 games last year as well as 1 playoff. In the lone playoff game, he was responsible for driving in 2 of Elmira's 5 runs. Not a bad stat.
No, not a bad stat. 6-3 in the bottom of the fifth isn't too bad either.
No, certainly not. The pitch connected on there by Henneman, driven down the third base side, foul.
There is a righty warming up, I think, for the Pilots. At least a couple guys throwing.
Any chance to catch the number down there, George?
I see the one, I don't see the other. I will check on that.
Deductive reasoning.
Solito, who we saw the other night here.
Big swing there, 0-2 the count here.
He's at least throwing. I don't know if he's just stretching out himself or helping the other guy get stretched out.
Well, Solito's been impressive so far in this season. As again, Henneman comes set, that Bagwell-esque stance, the delivery. Connected on, hit out there towards right field. And over Torres makes the grab look easy. So 1 for 3 on the day goes Trevor Henneman, and the number 8 hitter, Bryce Moskowitz, 0 for 2. Moskowitz heading back up.
He had a base hit in the last game against these Pilots.
Interesting trend here. 3 right-handed batters coming up in this inning. As we are here in the bottom of the 5th, for those of you who joined us late, 6-3 the score in favor of the Elmira Pioneers. The wind, the pitch, in there for strike number 1. So another opportunity here for Newark to close the door. And I'll tell you, there was some struggle there in that first inning. The pitch is in for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. So as I was saying, a little bit of a struggle to get through that first inning for the relieving pitcher Dan Munn. But that one's high and outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. But since then, Munn has really done a number on the Pioneers here in the 4th and now the 5th inning.
As 3 guys have been sat down.
As Moskowitz looking for something he can get his bat on, 3-1.
And so far, again, we mentioned the bottom of the lineup not producing for the Pioneers. 1 for 10 in this game are those 6 through 9 batters.
As the windup and pitch cut on and hit out there to shallow center. And the catch will be made. So right and center stayed busy as down go the Pioneers in order. At the end of 5 complete, 6-3 in favor of the Elmira Pioneers. We're headed to the top of the 6th. When we come back, the Pioneers, it does appear as though a new pitcher is heading into the game. We'll have more information on that when we come back. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on YouTube.com. All right, and welcome back here live on YouTube.com. George, new pitcher to tell you about.
New pitcher Alex Bardo, another local kid out of Corning Painted Post High School, a freshman at SUNY Cortland. Didn't get an opportunity to play at SUNY Cortland, but a two-time all-conference selection, all-state honors as a senior. The fastball goes 83 to 86, a curveball in the low 70s, and a changeup in the mid-70s.
4 games played, 6.1 ERA, 10.1 innings pitched, 16 hits, 8 runs, 7 of them earned, 6 bases on balls, and 4 strikeouts. Has also allowed 2 doubles thus far in the season. Bardo has some sick stuff when he's got it under control, but he's had some trouble keeping his composure, especially when forced to work out of the stretch. That has been a tough one for him. He will start the top of the 6th, excuse me. So used to being on the road, I see the Pioneers in the field, I immediately assume it's the bottom half of the inning, George. As stepping in, once again, Jordan Fedor. Fedor, 1 for 2, fielder's choice, has 2 RBIs on his single as he takes ball number 1. As I checked the Pioneers bullpen, nobody warming up, so Bardo again will get the full inning. He goes 1-1 here to start things off. It's interesting, especially as we go deeper and deeper into the season. You try to keep an eye on how much leash head coach Matt Birch gives out. 2 balls, 1 strike. He's trying to find his pitching staff, and it's very clear that he has an idea of what he's looking for. And the pitch is hit back towards the shortstop, picked up and thrown over by Berg in time. So, good start there for Alex Bardo. And Bardo is showing signs that head coach Matt Birch likes. Just has to find the way to keep his composure when the inning gets out of his direct plan. Gorman coming up 0 for 1. He does have a base on balls here tonight, as does most of the lineup, save for 2 batters. That one popped up, the first pitch, driven out to center and caught as the Pioneers working quickly here again.
I like it.
You're talking about
9 walks were all handed out by Terwilliger. You mentioned almost everyone was handed that walk.
Save Sean Hollis and Jordan Fedor. Those are the only 2 players who have not been on base courtesy of a walk.
Again, Terwilliger, 2 2/3 innings, 1 hit, 3 runs, only 1 earned, 9 walks, 3 strikeouts. It's a weird bunch show.
Yeah, David Bermuda is back up here. And again, I'm sort of confused. He's standing back in the total outside of the batter's box, something I'm not used to seeing from him as he fakes a bunt again. 1 ball, 1 strike.
The fake bunt's interesting. At least draws him at third baseman where, again, as a guy in right-handed batter's box.
Playing it either.
No.
Bardo throws in ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike.
At least the idea is that you're bringing the guy in and maybe you can drop one in over his head after he comes in, but you don't see it happen all that much.
As Bardo comes back set, he winds and deals. Cut on and fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. George, another Tioga Downs showdown. As Bardo heads back to the hill.
You can go play if you have some umpires. Go see Smash Mouth.
Certainly. As the windup and the pitch. Another ball, 3 balls, 2 strikes. As Bardo wanted that one. He thought he got the corner. Those SUNY Cortland red shoes out there on the mound.
Yeah.
The wind and pitch. Cut on towards the shortstop, and Berg couldn't quite get there. It drops into center field, and big turnaround first there for Bermudez.
I've seen a couple wild throws coming in from the outfield in this game, so he tried to draw up a throw and see if he'll sail it.
1 for 3 for Bermudez as Alan Murphy comes up. Murphy 1 for 2. Base on balls, a strikeout, and a single.
Well, you say it's a single. Unofficially, it's a double. Or officially, it's a double.
Call it what you will.
I'm calling it what
center.
I agree with you. I'm going with our very official score next door.
I dispute the very official score. Throw over and not in time. Ooh,
he thought he got him. I
definitely
could not
thought
see
he
it.
got him. Bardo was heading over, and he was ready to do his walk to the dugout.
There's a wall and a spider web in my way. I could not see that one.
My apologies. As the throw over again, and again not in time. So
might be easier to move him wall than get rid of all the spider webs in here.
As again, Henneman looking back over and off and running as Henneman can't get the ball out of his glove.
He had it in his hand.
Henneman,
like, did he think that the play was dead?
I believe it was caught in his glove the way it was thrown over. And
okay,
Bermudez moves on to second. Henneman appeared to be talking to the first base umpire, who has now moved to second base. As again, Bermudez dancing out there on second base, fouled off there. 0-1 the count here to Alan Murphy.
You've seen the balls where they get like caught in between the webbing. So I don't know if that happened. And when that happens, sometimes you see the guys throw their glove because he can't get the ball out. But I thought he had the ball in his hand and maybe couldn't get the grip.
No,
he's got
a new glove. I think the webbing there might have gotten tore up and it lodged in the webbing. That's my assumption here.
We'll find out after the game.
As Bardo checks the runner at second. The line, the pitch, and cut on and fouled back and over.
Off the roof.
Make the right decision.
Insist on Gerber collision.
And autoglass.
I think it hit the roof and dropped straight down and someone caught it.
Well, someone got a foul ball. And we reminded you to shop at Gerber Collision.
Yep.
And autoglass.
Yep. Not Karuba.
The pitch high, 1-2. I'll tell you what. Props to Alex Bardo, because David Bermudez is literally playing Dance Dance Revolution out there on second base.
Yes, he is.
As he goes back, forth, top, bottom, inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, another Tioga Downs showdown. And if you're looking for a place to play Dance Dance Revolution, head on down to Tioga Downs.
Do they have it there?
I believe they do, as they have that arcade there off to the side for the children.
I thought they had like a coin slot Dance
They
Dance
do have coin slots, as that one is swung on and missed. So Bardo comes through and has a heck of an inning there as he achieves the second strikeout of the night against Alan Murphy. When we come back, we'll have the bottom of the 6th inning, the Pioneers looking to keep things going in their favor as another pitcher heads down for the bullpen. So that may do it on the night for Alex Bardo. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on YouTube. All right, and we are back here live as the Elmira Pioneers heading back to the dish. Head coach Matt Birch having a discussion with the umpires. The Newark Pilots getting ready here. As once again, I'm hard-pressed to believe this, but Dan Munn has been darn impressive since coming in the 3rd inning.
Yeah,
really shut the door in the 4th, the 5th, and we'll see what he can do in the 6th. As now, Zach Turner heads up 0 for 2 on the day. Not been the start he wanted, but
no.
You know what? He's having a good first outing. He's played second base very well.
Again, that righty continuing to warm up for the Pioneers.
So I'm guessing we'll probably have a brand new pitcher.
I would think so.
I'm not sure we'll have a brand new player entering the lineup, as I do believe the pitcher down there is Nathan Peng. So we may just lose our designated hitter.
Yep.
The pitch high, 1-0. And I'm sorry, if you're as tall as Zach Turner is, you take all those high pitches. Just get out of the way and allow the ball to be called. The pitch swung on, hit out there behind the shortstop, and he's got a track on it. and he will make the catch. Turner goes 0 for 3. And the bottom of the order continues to struggle here, George.
He has retired 5 straight now, going back to Berg in the 4th.
Well, might get a little bit of trouble here as Jeff Mejia heads back to the dish. 2 for 3 on the day. Does have a stolen base.
2 runs scored.
Certainly, those 2 runs scored. As the Pioneers are down to 9 defensive outs away from a victory. I believe your cord's caught up on your microphone there, George.
I'm all kinds of messed up here.
So the pitch, in there for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out as Mejia stands back at the plate.
You can smell those hot dogs down there, too.
Certainly can. Not Weenie Wednesday, but I'll tell you what. Still always great at the ballpark. That one fouled away and into the stands. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A Tioga Downs showdown.
You too can go play at the new Tioga Downs Sportsbook.
Sportsbook, yes. Yeah. That's what we forgot.
I'm going off the All-Star song.
There you go. 2 balls, 1 strike on the Tioga Downs showdown pitch. As you see now live on YouTube, the shadow continues to creep up that mound, looking to engulf the pitcher. That one is in there for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. As you see the very end of the stands, inching closer and closer as we go. When the pitcher moves into his release, he goes into the shadow. That definitely makes it hard to see. As that one took a bounce on the second baseman, he had some trouble with it. I believe that's going to be...
It's tough. I mean, they scored for one weird hop a base hit, I believe.
They did.
So for that one, I would give him a hit.
To see.
It just kicked off, like it landed on the seams and just kind of kicked off to his side. He did a good job.
Oh, they did give it an error. So Mejia goes 2 for 4, reaches on an error. Sexton comes up 0 for 2 and has a base on balls already.
Yeah, I wrote it in the wrong spot.
As Sexton is up. See what he can do here. 1 out. Runner on first. The wind, the pitch, outside, 1-0. Getting ahead of yourself.
I am. I'm looking at the 7th inning. That's usually when the hot dogs show up.
1-0 the count. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. The wind, the pitch, and the runner is off. Mejia diving, and he's in there. Mejia with a second stolen base. And just got lucky on that one.
I just got lucky, too, as that wasp came in, and I was able to swat it out. The nature is coming back in here.
Yeah, it's usually around when it gets dark, but now we've got a 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out count. Another Tioga Downs showdown as Sexton up at the dish. He's got Mejia in scoring position. Sexton swings, hits it out there towards left field, and foul ball. So just a little too far to left field. Once again, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 6-3 ball game here as the Elmira Pioneers trying to find their way to the top of the 9th and get themselves a victory here at home. The wind, the pitch, outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, this is more seeming like the team we saw in the first couple games of the season, George.
Yeah, again, scoring in bunches.
The wind, the pitch, connected on, driven out hard, and going back, over. That's a home run. Unbelievable here at Dunn Field. And Andrew Sexton is celebrating. A home run out of Dunn Field, and that is impressive.
Yeah, it is.
Sexton put it right over the AJ Sports sign there.
And again, it wasn't, we talked about the Roman one. That one hit off the top of the wall. That one cleared the wall by a couple feet.
Certainly did. And that adds 2 runs to the total for the Pioneers as now the score sits 8-3.
Now we got a quick meeting out there.
Garrett Schultz coming back out. And take nothing away. Again, this pitcher, Dan Munn, has really pitched beautifully since coming into the game in the 3rd inning.
He got 2 and a 3rd shutout innings working for him before that long ball.
That one's in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Pioneers hit just their second dinger of the season. First one came from Mason Ruhlman back in Watertown. This one here, a no doubt shot. As we saw it go up and, well, it landed over the fence.
Yeah, but wind's not really blowing out there either, so
no,
that was all him.
Flag dead. As that one is over for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strike count.
I thought that one kind of dropped in on him, but
I
we'll
thought
take
so
it.
as well. But there we are.
We'll take 8 runs.
The next pitch. Outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 count. Pios lead 8-3 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And this is the type of offense the head coach has been looking for. So, pitcher winds, delivers, inside, 3 balls, 2 strikes. As the Pioneers have nobody on base, Andrew Sexton took care of that. 1 for 3 on the night, but that one, well, that was a loud one, George.
It was.
The wind, the pitch, inside, ball 4. Garrett Schultz heads down. There's now Preston Moore.
We got a meeting on the mound.
I believe we're going to call that the end of the day for the pitcher.
And Solito still warming up, I believe.
So we'll see. As the manager makes his way to the pitcher's mound, everybody's going to come in. And Dan Munn, again, heck of an outing. If they pull him here.
We're not pulling him just yet.
Not quite yet, but pitched a phenomenal 4th and 5th. I'll tell you, it takes a heck of a lot to drive a ball out of Dunn Field.
I mean, again, it's marked 325 down the line. The ball's a little bit closer in as it's angled. So, again, he probably hit that almost 330. The way it landed.
Let's see, AJ's. I might even give him 340 on that. Just where it went over.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, it was an impressive shot, to say the least. And now with a runner on first base, after Schultz's base on balls, his 2nd of the night. Ooh. That one hits the batter, so 2nd hit by pitch for Preston Moore. So Nathan Berg.
He's not getting that cycle we talked about earlier.
No, he is not, unfortunately. As Nathan Berg comes up, he's 1 for 3, reached on an error, has a single and an RBI. Has runners at 1st and 2nd, and, well, his schoolmate just hit his first dinger of the season.
Yeah.
Perhaps showmanship here. The line, the pitch, connected, driven down the right field line, and foul. I'm not saying I'm calling it here, George. I'm just pointing out the fact that...
Sounds like you are.
that the Xavier kid's having some success here. And that includes the Xavier to be Garrett Schultz, who's walked twice here tonight. Pitch swung on and 0 for 2.
We talk almost all those hits have come from those top 5 guys.
Certainly have. Top of the lineup, certainly performing here. Berg is set. Pitch coming. Hit there by Berg, right out to right field, and the right fielder's going to have to get on his horse. He's not going to get there. That may drive in a run, and it's going to be close at the plate here. As missing, and now the tag is made. Trying to get to 2nd is Berg, and he will get in there. Unfortunately, the tag was made, and not the prettiest fashion there, as Garrett Schultz went dancing with the catcher.
I didn't like that. Again, it was just a blooper down the right field line. I'm surprised he sent him around.
Torres very fast and able to execute very well. And I don't know that I would have chanced
it. And
it.
again, that's Schultz running, so not your speediest guy.
No. But again, that'll bring up Nathan Peng. Peng 0 for 3 on the day. I believe he was the one tossing pitches down in the bullpen as he puts a shot into one. Off the wall, this is going to drive in 2 runs as Nathan Peng gets his first hit of the ball game. And of his season, actually, 1 for 4 as he doubles and drives in 2 RBIs. Pioneers go up 10-3, and that's going to do it. I'm fairly certain.
Yep. I would say so.
And as I said, I believe that was Peng who was warming down the bullpen, as now the Pioneers bullpen is empty. So I'm pretty sure we're going to get to see the other side of his abilities in the top of the 7th. They do relieve Munn after he gives up another 2 runs. And a 10-3 ball game, George. Pretty unbelievable.
There we go. You're making up for what you couldn't do the last couple nights.
Well, the last single night, they did have a win in Watertown. As now, heading out there, that'll be... I've got Adam Zabrowski.
About a new one? Or you swapped him out?
I'm not sure. I've got Adam Zabrowski as number 19.
Okay. Yeah, it was someone else who was... Solita was out there, so they swapped him out without telling us.
Zabrowski listed as a catcher. He has pitched in 1 game for 1.1 inning, giving up 2 hits.
There you go.
2 bases on balls, a strikeout. He's faced only 7 batters. So, Pioneers lead 10-3, and if this is your first Pioneers game, the question has to be, how is the record as bad as it is?
If this is your first game, come back. You're on a good streak.
For sure. So is Zabrowski throwing his warm-up pitches here. You see the Pioneers stat line out there as we'll take a look out at the scoreboard.
Looks pretty good.
Having a little trouble here.
You got it?
Got it now.
Yeah.
10 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Elmira Pioneers. 3 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for the team on the other side, the Newark Pilots. So now we'll try to get you adjusted back here, fans. Thank you so much for staying with us here on YouTube.com. Trevor Henneman stepping up, 1 for 3. RBI, a stolen base, and now with a runner on second. Potential to add a second one.
Are there 2 outs? Yep. I missed
one. There are. Okay. As the pitch, cut on and fouled away by Henneman. We remind you, make the right decision.
Insist on Gerber collision.
And Autoglass as the Pioneers staked to a 10-3 lead. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. 9 defensive outs away from a victory. The pitch, cut on, hit down the right field line and foul. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs as Henneman, part of that bottom of the order that has not seen a ton of success here tonight, 1 for 9 in the 7, 8, and 9 spot.
And Henneman has that 1 hit.
He does. On that 1 hit, he had an RBI and a stolen base.
Yep.
As that one bounces away, that one goes back towards the Pioneers' dugout, and Peng will move over to third base on the pass ball. So some more conversation out there. Zabrowski, a catcher on the other side, so he certainly knows the position and the difficulties of dealing with it. As now, shortstop playing in there on the field. Not sure what that's about, as the shadow has now covered the pitcher's area of the pitcher's mound. The back, the only thing left in the sun. The pitch coming in low. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Another Tioga Downs showdown.
Well, the batter's now kind of in the sun. The way those lights and the seats are, his eyes are right in the sun.
So interesting here as the Pioneers set up the pitch, cut on and popped up there into foul territory. This looks like it'll be an easy one. Catch is made, and that will do it for the bottom of the 6th. After 6 full, the Pioneers 10, the Newark Pilots 3. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on YouTube.com. All right, Finns. Well, if your scorecard's not messy yet,
Mine is.
it's about to be. Nathan Peng comes in to pitch. So we've seen him. He hasn't allowed a run in one appearance, pitched one full inning. Actually, no earned runs, excuse me. He did allow a run with 3 bases on balls. 2 strikeouts, though. We saw him pitch the other night in Watertown. And this is a good time to establish some confidence with a 7-run lead. Certainly a smart play here by the manager. Of course, Over Torres may not be the right person to start off with. Certainly knows how to swing the bat. Peng waits, delivers. First one bounces. 1-0. He kicks the mound, trying to straighten things out down there.
It's always the mound's fault.
Definitely. As Peng comes back set, he winds and delivers. Cut on and fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pioneers leading 10-3 after 6 full. We're here in the top of the 7th. And the Pioneers on the countdown now. 9 outs away from a victory defensively. This one popped up to center. Right center as the center fielder comes over. Makes the catch. Can of corn out there as Over Torres goes 0 for 2. And that'll bring up Logan Sturr. Sturr 0 for 2. Struck out. Has a base on balls. Much like the rest of the staff.
And was caught stealing.
Had
2 full counts to work with, like much of
the staff. First 3 innings, we saw a number of full count.
Way too many.
As now, Peng winds, delivers, hops one in again. Little control issue out of Nathan Peng. We saw that in Watertown. Hope not to see it too much here. Peng comes set, he winds, delivers, cut on, hit down to third base, scooped up quickly, and thrown over, as now 7 defensive outs separate the Pioneers from victory. That'll bring up Dylan Dupelshane, 0 for 2, struck out, base on balls.
Came around to score him a third.
He did. As now the Pioneers will attempt to get out at the top of the 7th. We'll head to the 7th inning stretch after this.
You need that stretch.
That is outside, 1-0. However, so far here tonight, the bouncing pitch has not been as negative as one might assume.
I'm surprised they're not holding back the number of pitches he's missed. I want a
1-1.
Very close strike. I don't know if they're just trying to get too much in one swing or they're being a little impatient up there.
Perhaps.
But I would wait and sit back on these pitches.
The pitch outside the zone on the inside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike. The lights have started shining here at historic Dunn Field.
They have.
Maybe a little early for that. Only 7:40 on the clock. The pitch cut on, hit towards the shortstop, and no one will get that one. So Dupelshane takes a wide turn, and he goes 1 for 3 on the night. As that'll bring up Sean Hillis, as Dupelshane listened to your advice there, George.
He did. Hillis, as you mentioned, coming up 0 for 3, but had a sac fly in the third, I should say.
So that would be 0 for 2.
0 for 2.
There you go.
Well, I wrote down F8 and then it was a sac fly.
Sac fly, yep. From some unique scorekeeping.
Yep.
Throw over and not in time. Peng, a very deceptive move out there on the mound. If you watch it, he doesn't turn at all. And being a right-handed pitcher,
gotta have to.
You just watch the movement is fluid and it tricks the batter. As that is 0-1 the count. They need to adjust the scoreboard as they just put up strike 2. Here we go. All right. 0-1 the count. Peng checking over on the runner. He winds, delivers. Cut on into foul territory and 0-2. 1 strike away from stopping the top of the 7th here, George.
Yeah. Moving along well. Knock on wood. Considering we started about an hour and a half late, or hour late.
And a half late,
yep. Waiting for the umpires to finally show up. They thought the game started 40 minutes ago. At 7:05, they were incorrect.
as we said, be sure to stay tuned to theelmirapioneers.com for all updates.
Yep.
As that one fouled away. 0-2 count remains. Be sure to stay with us here live on youtube.com and hopefully tomorrow night again, after some issues with Mixler.com over the past week. We'll hope to be back live on the radio side, and we want to thank all of our faithful listeners. The pitch in there, thrown down, and what a grab. Impressive there by the new second baseman, Zach Turner. Turner is yet to get in the hit column here tonight, but I'll tell you what, defensively, he has been something to watch.
He's held his own out there at second.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count, 2 outs. As the Pioneers need just 1 strike to pull themselves within 6 defensive outs of a victory. Pang checks the runner at second. Comes set, winds, delivers. In there, he gets it. Strike 3. And down on strikes goes Sean Hillis. So 0 for 3 now officially, as the Pioneers will head back to the dugout. As we head to the 7th inning stretch, let us give one more round of thanks to our amazing sponsors this season, as Rodney Strange, Ryan Distributing, Seneca Beverage, Shedden's Wholesale, Skyworks, Solutions Credit Union, Southern Tier Logistics, STCF, Suburban Propane, Texas Roadhouse, Tomaso's Golf Course, Tom South Corning Collision, Turtle Leaf Cafe, Value Home Center, Vasco Brands, Watkins Glen International, Watkins Glen Weiss Construction, Well Now Urgent Care, Wilbur Auto Sales, XGen Pharmaceuticals, and Zipflaw. Thank you all so much. We'll be back with the bottom of the 7th inning here on YouTube.com. All right, folks, and welcome back in here live as your Elmira Pioneers come set to bat. Bryce Moskowitz will be the first man to greet the pitcher, as I believe the pitcher remains the same looking out there.
That's number 19.
Yep, that is Adam Zabrowski. So Zabrowski comes back to pitch another inning. As he gets set, Moskowitz stepping in. We are here in the bottom of the 7th. The scoreboard hasn't been updated yet. Pioneers now 6 defensive outs away from a victory.
10-3 lead is
pretty comfortable.
Not too bad. Comfortable, although with this bullpen, we could question that. I believe it's correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to check. The first time they've scored double digits this year.
That one's popped up and caught by the first baseman. So down 0-4 goes Moskowitz. Not been a day to remember for him.
Nope.
As that'll bring up Zach Turner. Turner 0 for 3 on the night as well.
Again, bottom of the lineup, not producing.
They are not. And, if you want to be like one of the Elmira Pioneers, come on out to Pioneers Camp July 1st and 2nd from 10 a.m. till noon. The windup and the pitch bounces up there 1-0. For just $50, and if you have multiple children or siblings, just $10 per extra child, you can register on the first day of camp or stop on by the Pioneers office. Coach Andrew Drum and select members of the Elmira Pioneers will be there to work with you on your baseball skills. Certainly showing their baseball skills here tonight, as that one's hit off the end of the bat and will be caught easily there by Torres. Turner goes 0 for 4.
That's now 2 for 15 with 6 through 9 hitters. 2
As
through 15.
bottom of the order continues to struggle, and Mejia 2 for 4. He reached on an error, had 2 stolen bases here tonight. As again, Mejia. Interesting. Okay, they straightened back out. I was a little confused there. It almost looked as though they were going into a shift. That one bounces away from the catcher.
He crossed him up almost.
So 1-0 the count.
And he has been productive with 3 runs scored today.
Certainly has.
2 singles. Reached on error.
10-3 score. The pitch fouled off there. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Pioneers breaking up the scoring a little bit today. It's a little surprising. They normally score inning by inning, so if they score in the first, they score in the second. Tonight, first, third, and sixth inning all have seen runs scored, and a total of 10 of them. Fouled right back to the left side of the booth here, George.
That was the right angle for it. Yeah, it was the right angle or just the wrong direction.
So make the right decision.
Insist on Gerber collision.
And autoglass as Mejia has 1 strike left available to him. They are kind of shifted out there.
Yeah.
As Mejia will be punched out. He doesn't agree with the call, but Mejia goes down 2 for 5. And that will do it here for the 7th inning. 7 full, 10-3 in favor of the Elmira Pioneers. Don't forget, Marion Decker Insurance has been helping people in Elmira for over 34 years. Shouldn't you have an ace in the bullpen? Call 607-734-1100 and protect yourself today. Stick with us, YouTube. We'll be back for the top of the 8th. All right, and welcome back here live from historic Dunn Field here in the heart of Elmira, New York. Bailey Germanis coming up to the plate. He will be the next one to face Nathan Peng, who, again, we didn't see a ton of the off the bat from Nathan Peng, going 1 for 4 on the night so far. But pitching has certainly been effective, as that one's fouled back, 0-1.
Yeah, once he's been able to find a strike zone, he bounced the first couple of them
pitches
outside, but he's been able to find it recently.
As the Pioneers 6 defensive outs away from a victory here at historic Dunn Field. The pitch is in there for 1 ball, 1 strike. So 1-1 the count, as they look to get it going here on Bailey Germanis. The wind and pitch inside. Just missed Germanis there. 10-3 here in the top of the 8th. Going to take a heroic style comeback for Newark to get back into this one, George.
We've seen them score runs in bunches like the Pioneers. They take that one inside.
3 balls, 1 strike.
Again, the most runs scored this year by the Pioneers. First time they've hit double digits in runs. So hopefully this lineup, again, with the exception of the bottom, is what Matt Birch has been looking for.
Cut on, right out there towards second. Diving for it. Tucker knocks the ball down, but can't keep it in front of him. So, runner reaches as Germanis goes 1 for 3, I believe. Unless they're going to say that was...
It shouldn't be an error. If he didn't touch it, I'd say the only reason you'd even consider it being an error is because it bounced off his gloves. But if if that ball's an inch in front of him and it's a hit, should be a hit.
Brand new batter up here. It appears as though
Number
Jordan
11.
Fedor's day is done, and Cameron Reynolds will come in here for the number 8 spot. So Reynolds substitutes in the top half of the 8th. And we'll see what he can do playing center field now.
Reynolds hitting 125 on the year. 4 runs scored, 2 hits.
Big swing on that one.
He has struck out 8 times in those 9 games.
And with runners on base, 222 in 9 at-bats. The windup, the pitch, fouled back again. No balls, 2 strikes, runner on first as Peng looks to recover. So, another opportunity here. 0-2 the count. As getting set. Peng looks over, working out of the stretch here. He winds and deals. Just missed 1 ball, 2 strikes. So 1-2, runner on first, and again, not seeing a ton of movement out of Gimenez over there. The wind and the pitch. Must have been low.
Must have. Moskowitz is asking.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out.
Well,
now again, the wind and the pitch. That one's in there, and that'll be a strikeout for Cameron Reynolds, as that's the first out here in the top of the 8th. Pioneers now 5 outs away from a victory.
Right in the grasp. So close.
As that'll bring up Michael Gorman. Gorman 0 for 2, does have a base on balls. So now there's 3 batters that haven't had a base on balls as Fedor is replaced. He was one of them. Reynolds is now up. Reynolds was up last. He struck out, so no base on balls for him. That one in there for a ball. 1-0.
Gorman, say 0 for 2 for walk.
He did walk, yep. As we'll see if the Pioneers can get out of this inning with the 10-3 lead intact. The pitch, cut on and fouled. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A Tioga Downs showdown. As we remind you to stop by, check out the delicious buffet.
Yes. I'm hungry I'm hungry not thinking about it, but I'm hungry thinking about it even more.
Of course.
While you're at the ballpark, you won't be able to get lobster buffets or
Certainly
crab
not.
buffets, but you'll get some hot dogs.
Great hot dogs, as a matter of fact. And I'm told it's the best popcorn in the league.
I've heard that too. As long as it's fresh.
As long as it's fresh. Shout out to Popcorn Bob. As that one is way outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. The 10-3 lead for the Pioneers as success is starting to hit here.
It is. Much needed.
As again, stepping back in, Michael Gorman. The throw over and not in time as Gimenez almost caught leaning there. He was a little slow getting back to the base.
A couple pilots got picked off the other night.
Hopefully Henneman's glove is more intact now.
You would hope so.
Peng comes set, he delivers, and in there for ball 3, 3-1. Gorman already has a walk, doesn't need one here, so Peng can move back into the strike zone. I'm sure that would be much appreciated.
That's a Hills was caught stealing the other night. I think someone else was too, but that's the only one I see on my score sheet.
Peng comes back set. He winds and delivers. Cut on, hit over the head of the shortstop, out to shallow left field, and that will be a single. Gorman goes to 1 for 3 on the day. So coming up next, David Bermudez, 1 for 3 on the day, has a base on balls.
He does. Has a stolen base.
See what he does here. As I said, I've been watching his positioning in the batter's box.
He's
rather different.
Looks like he's setting up in the back.
He is.
I think he's a little bit more in than he was before.
He's off of those lines. That's where he was set up just a couple innings ago. As now he waits. The pitch, cut on, hit towards the shortstop. It'll be scooped up, thrown to second for the out, thrown to first, and the catch is made. Luckily, oh wow, that was close. So the out at second was made. And that will put Bermudez on 1 for 4 on the fielder's choice. And that brings up Alan Murphy. Alan Murphy, 1 for 3, 2 strikeouts on the night. And the last one was looking. See what Murphy does here. A lot of movement over there at first again. He's off, and that'll be gone on defensive indifference. Picked up here as the ball got passed. But again, Bermudez was to second before the pitch had even made it home. Not too much to react to there, as they're not going to take any chance. They don't want to let Newark get a spark. The pitch, cut on, fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. And you see the pitcher down here from UC Davis making a difference as Peng continues to work. Had a little bit of nerves the other night in Watertown, worked his way through the inning regardless, and now is 1 strike away from getting through his second inning of work here tonight. So, Peng back on the mound. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Alan Murphy, who has got 2 strikeouts on the night already.
Got a walk and a double as well.
The pitch in there, and he punches him out, and that will do it for the top of the 8th inning. Pioneers 10, the visiting Newark Pilots 3. As we head to the bottom of the 8th, Pioneers will bat hopefully just as one last time when we come back. You're listening live on YouTube.com. All right, and with that, we are back. It's time to go back to work for the Elmira Pioneers. Well, number 33, Andrew Sexton, has not had a huge night at the plate, going 1 for 3, but he has a home run.
And not too bad.
Can't ask for anything more than that here at Dunn Field. That's an impressive shot.
It was. Again, we thought maybe like 340. It went over the wall.
That's in there for a strike on the first pitch. So it remains the same pitcher here out. We talked about him a little bit before. He's also a catcher for this Newark team. But tonight, he takes to the mound. And I'll tell you what, so far, Zabrowski has been effective. That one's in there. 2 balls, 1 strike. Zabrowski from St. John Fisher. There's a number of St. John Fisher kids on this Newark squad.
There are.
The pitch, cut on and fouled off the inside of his leg as Andrew Sexton now moves to 2-2. Nobody out. Sexton, Schultz, and Moore to close out the 8th inning here, George.
That's a tough one. Again, we talked about the top of the lineup being the biggest threat for Elmira.
It certainly has been tonight. Sexton takes ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. They want to check with the first base umpire, who's busy having a conversation with the first baseman. Lots of talking. Keep talking, please, as Andrew Sexton likes to hit the ball down that way. The line, the pitch, and in there for ball 4. Sexton takes a walk for the second time here tonight. I'll bring up Garrett Schultz. He's 1 for 2, has walked twice here tonight as well. RBI, stolen base.
He scored in the 3rd on a wild pitch. Or no, Vance on a wild pitch when he came around to score in the third.
He did.
Again, I bet stolen base in the fourth.
That was a huge inning, too, that third inning.
It
It'd gone down 3-2 in the top half and came back with 4 runs of their own in the bottom.
Again, all 9 guys went to the plate, and the first 4 scored.
As now a 1-0 count here after giving up the walk to Sexton. See what happens with Schultz. Everybody now firmly in the shadows as the wind and pitch swung on and 1-1 count.
Well, hitter and batter, or pitcher and batter are. Most of the fielders, maybe not first base, are in the sun.
As once again, Schultz stepping up. The wind, the pitch, cut on, hit towards first base, and that's going to get foul. As 1-2 the count. Schultz, I think, got it with his finger. He's shaking his hand. Looks to be in a little bit of pain. So the score 10-3 in favor of the Elmira Pioneers. And we'll see as Zabrowski ready to throw. We thank everybody who stayed with us. Obviously, the late start. Kind of a rough one, but the pitch is low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And no one warming up in either bullpen.
So you would think Peng will come out to take on the 9th inning. Correct me if I'm wrong. Pitching 3 innings, facing 9 batters, regardless of the fact that it was 10-3 when he came in, that would be a save.
Yeah. What else was score when he came in?
10-3.
I don't think so.
As that one bounces up, walks a second straight batter. So Schultz, his 3rd walk of the night. Preston Moore comes up 2 for 2, double, 2 hit by pitches, 2 RBIs. And we'll assume this will be the end of the night for Zabrowski. I don't know who they're going to bring in,
I'm about to say no one is warmed up, so unless one of their position players, they're not taking them out just yet. There's now movement towards the bullpen.
Okay, so maybe starting to get somebody warmed up. We'll see what Preston Moore can do. So here, follow my logic again here, because the requirement on the save is the amount of batters you face has to be able to tie the game. 10-3, 7, 8, and 9, you face 9 batters, 7-run difference.
I guess I've just never thought about it like that because you never see guys go that many innings.
You don't.
No, and that is Salido, one of the players throwing out there.
So both umpires in here having a conversation with the manager.
Odenhall and Salido are both tossing in between each other. They both pitched on Wednesday night.
So we'll have to see who will be the next target here if Zabrowski can't get the job done. So far, no outs, 2 walks here in the bottom of the 8th, but George, with my thinking there, I think if Peng pitches out the 9th, it's going to be a save. Surprising to hear in a 10-3 game, but I do believe that that's accurate thinking. As now, once again, Preston Moore up to the plate. The wind and pitch in there for a strike. So the conversation certainly seemed to help Zabrowski as he's now back to throwing.
And how about Moore? He's got 2 RBIs in this game.
The pitch swung on and a miss. Strike 2.
We talked about
2 strikes. Whoop.
We talked about the double, the single, and 2 hit by pitches.
2 hit by pitches. That's
scored 3 runs, drove in 2, 2 hits, and 2 hit by pitches. Have a day.
Responsible for 5 runs here as that one goes over Torres. Torres going to make the grab. The tag up from second will move the runner on to third, and runners at the corners with just 1 out as Moore now goes 2 for 3 on the day. That will bring up Nathan Berg. Berg 1 for 3 on the day, reached on an error, has an RBI, and singled. With a runner 90 feet from home, you almost wonder, and I'm just putting that out there, his 1 hit today did come on the bunt for a hit.
Yep.
You wonder if you might see that again here. I mean, why not? Suicide squeeze, bring the runner in, move the runner to second, increase the lead to 11.
Yeah.
Not a terrible idea.
It's an idea.
The pitch, cut on and fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A Tioga Downs showdown. As again, Berg, a quarterback and ice hockey player back in Minnesota, as he fouls another one off.
Minnesota.
1-2. So, Berg from New Prague, Minnesota. Perfect game All-American honorable mention during his time in high school. The pitch swung on and missed as Berg goes down on strikes, goes 1 for 4 on the day. And that will bring up the pitcher, Nathan Peng.
Very productive sixth inning after not too much going on early on. He had that 2-run double.
1 for 4 on the day. As now he steps back in, a chance to drive in another run if he can put one anywhere. In there for a strike, going 1. So, Pioneers 10, Newark 3. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Pioneers 3 defensive outs away from victory over a division rival. Certainly a division rival who has had their number quite a bit during this early part of the season.
We talked about being 6.5 games out of the first place spot in the division.
The pitch, cut on, hit there. This one, if it gets down, will score a run. It's not going to. Caught by the center fielder. And we head for the top of the 9th. We'll see if Nathan Peng comes back in. Nobody warming in the bullpen. I would assume Peng will be the guy. You're listening to Pioneers Baseball on YouTube.com. All right, fans, we are back, and Ryan Lee will take over for Torres as Lee comes in wearing number 20. First pitch bounces up to the plate, and Lee takes over in right. If necessary, of course, 7 runs would have to come across the plate before that happened, as that's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Peng trying to do something we just had a long discussion
I've
about
never
here.
seen it.
A 9-out save.
Again, I'll check with one of my coworkers who's a certified ref for.
There you go.
But it's interesting.
It's a situation you don't normally see. However, that one is in there for ball 3. Due to the fact that Peng will have faced the amount of batters necessary to tie up the game, and 2 more, as a matter of fact. That one swung on and a miss. 3 balls, 2 strike count, and here we are again, George. Another full count to begin the top of the 9th.
Way too many today. Way too many, starting with Terwilliger, who had 9.
Peng winds, he deals. Cut on and missed. Strike out. Out of the chute comes Nathan Peng, looking to close things out. So the next batter heading for the plate should be Logan Sturr. And it will be. Logan Sturr stays in the game. Little surprised you take out over Torres, believe in Logan Sturr.
I count 6 strikeouts for Pioneers pitching. And double digits walks.
In there for strike 1. 0-1 the count. Sturr arguing balls and strikes with the umpire in the top of the 9th is probably not going to get you too far. As once again, Peng winds. He deals.
Yep.
Little inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out.
Umpire's still calling. He's not ready to go home yet, even though he came an hour and a half late.
Tioga Down showdown up on the board as Peng winds, delivers, cut on, and sent foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the Pioneers trying to close this game out.
Hopefully 10-3 in the top of the 9th closes it out. One would hope.
Certainly hope so. As again, Peng comes set, winds, delivers, just outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. As the UC Davis prospect coming back set on the mound. Peng winds, he deals, cut on, right back over us here. Remind you one more time to make the right decision.
Insist on Gerber collision.
And auto glass. So, Nathan Peng looking for that 1 more strike to bring up the final batter. Doesn't want to extend the inning any more than he has to. Certainly thrown a lot of pitches here to get through 7, 8, and 9. Peng now has the go-ahead. He winds, delivers. Cut on, popped up there to shallow right, possibly foul, and it gets out of the way. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 more time here, George. This has been a longer game.
It has been a long day. A game that was supposed to start at 4, started at
almost 5:30.
5:30, so the game has moved relatively quickly.
Certainly has.
Not yet 3 hours, but we have been here for a while, waiting for the umpires who are not here.
Well, tomorrow the Pioneers have a day off before beginning a 4-game road trip. Pitch hit there towards the shortstop, caught, and a perfect play there. As once again, Berg makes the play at shortstop, and Sturr goes 0 for 4. That'll bring up Dylan Dupelshane, I do believe, and it will be him. 1 for 3, struck out, base on balls, much like the rest of the lineup.
He walked and came around to score in the 3rd, had a stolen base in the 7th.
As Dupelshane,
one of his 6 strikeouts, 7 strikeouts now.
The last chance for Newark. Cut on, popped up. This should do it. As the right fielder chases it down, and that is the ball game. The Pioneers claim victory. As Dupelshane goes 1 for 4, the siren is heard, and here's the celebration out at the pitcher's mound. The Elmira Pioneers 10. And the visiting Newark Pilots 3. Pioneers win this one, and I'll tell you what, that is a breath of fresh air for the Elmira Pioneers. It has been a long stretch of games that they've had to endure quite a bit of losing. George, once again, want to remind everybody, a huge thank you to our great friends over at Miller's Mowing for their pregame show. If your field isn't game day ready, call Miller's Mowing 607-302-8226. And Marion Decker Insurance has been helping people in Elmira for over 34 years. Shouldn't you have an ace in the bullpen? Call 607-734-1100. I'm John Clement.
I'm George Stockberger.
Good night, Elmira.